Hey everybody, welcome back. It is Endgame Live coming at you a little bit on location. You might notice it's like slightly different here. I'm in Vegas trying to get the latest scoop on Devante Adams. Going to go to my sources and figure out what's going on. Unfortunately, my source is ESPN and Twitter, so I probably won't get any more inside information than you are. But hey, we'll see what happens here. Not too far away from the stadium. Chris held it down last night. Probably talked a little bit Devante Adams, but we do have a kind of an update. And the update is that there are teams that want Devante Adams. So I guess that's good. But he apparently has narrowed it down to only 2 teams that he's listed. Is that what I saw? Something about the Jets, obviously, and the Saints. Look, again, I don't think he came out publicly and said this. This is just rumors and speculation.
Right.
That caught me by surprise. The Saints. First of all, why? And second of all, do you think the Saints pulled this off?
I mean, the reason for the Saints is Derek Carr. It's the same reason why he left the Packers for the Raiders, right? To go play with Derek Carr. They're BFFs. But I don't think he even has any say in where he gets. I mean, this isn't like I don't think he has a no trade clause, so I don't think he can veto any trade. And this isn't like, remember when he wanted out of Green Bay, they did him a favor. They said, okay, fine. You want to go play with Derek Carr? You've been great for us for many, many, many years. You want to go end your career with Derek Carr on the Raiders? Okay, we'll do what we do. We'll work with the Raiders and we'll figure out a trade and we'll get you to the Raiders. The Raiders don't owe Adams anything. This guy's been there. All he's done since he got there is mostly complain. So it's like, yeah, I don't think it's going to be his choice where they go. I think the Raiders are just going to take whatever team gives them the best offer and be like, peace out.
Yeah, the figure, you can point to they don't have a real quarterback, right now, not a franchise quarterback. No offense to Gardner Minshew / Aiden O'Connell. But it is kind of funny. I kind of don't blame him. I mean, I usually don't side with the diva wide receiver complaining, wanting his way out. But he did go to Vegas because he wanted to play with Derek Carr. And it was less than a year. Derek Carr was benched and then gone. Right. So, look, I get it. That it didn't turn out the way he wanted. They're not contending right now. So this isn't just about wanting to get more targets or anything. He's not complaining about, you're not giving me the ball like Stephon Diggs was. He's not complaining. I'm sure he wants to win a championship. Obviously, the Raiders aren't winning a championship. So, I kind of understand it. But exactly, he doesn't get to just say, I'm only going to this team, because that's not how it works in the NFL. This isn't like the NBA where the players have more control than anything.
Right.
He's a great receiver. He's not LeBron. He's just not. Not the same thing. He's not a quarterback. The Cowboys apparently are not in contention. I know a lot of people thinking the Cowboys should get another receiver, but also we found out Brandon Cooks has a knee infection, and this apparently is going to keep him out for a while. This isn't just week 5, scratch him off at week 5 for sure, but this could be something that lingers, and who knows? This is a tricky thing. So Jerry Jones doesn't care. Just like he did not want Derrick Henry, he does not want Devante Adams. What does Jerry Jones want exactly?
Does Jerry Jones even know what he wants? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there in Dallas. I mean, yeah, I don't know. But this does give a slight bump, I guess, in fantasy for Jalen Tolbert. If you're looking for a kind of a desperation wide receiver play, Jalen Tolbert may be your guy with Brandon Cooks out. But at the same time, it's not like Brandon Cooks getting peppered with targets here and is vacating a bunch of targets. We're talking like a handful of targets a game, but they need somebody else besides CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson. So maybe we've seen Tolbert have some moments this year. Maybe he can have more.
Right, and just because they're not in on Devante Adams, because this will come with a heftier price, right? At least a second round pick is what they're looking for, and maybe some other compensation. It doesn't mean the Cowboys can't get a wide receiver. They could go get somebody else. They could trade for a receiver still at some point. Not saying they will. But yeah, like we had talked when we did, which by the way, if you guys saw the new format for the start sit, hope you enjoy it. I think we got a lot of mostly positive feedback about that. So that's encouraging. I think it makes more sense. We did have Jalen Tolbert, Brandon Cooks is just don't worry about it. Don't start them.
Right.
But now things are a little different. Brandon Cooks is still an avoid, obviously. You can just drop Brandon Cooks. It's not like he needed to be rostered at this point, anyways. But now Jalen Tolbert does become somewhat interesting. I'm not running out to add him or flex him or anything, but at least he is startable because, look, he's actually been doing pretty well. I'll actually talk about this in a different video, but his separation score is really good. And that's something that is a new kind of trendy, hot stat. Jalen Tolbert maybe deserves more targets. So who knows? This is just a name to keep in mind right now. But the Devante Adams thing, we'll see what happens. I guess real quick, I just want to know your general take. Is Devante Adams a guy to try to maybe buy low before he goes somewhere else? Or are you just not wanting to deal with this?
I'm not wanting to deal with it. I mean, first of all, Antonio Pierce already basically said he's not playing this week because of his hamstring issue.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you go out and buy low on Devante Adams. He doesn't play this week. Probably won't play next week. Probably won't play any week until he gets traded, if he gets traded. And then, so you're going to go, what? I don't know. When is the NFL trade deadline? Like, how long out is that?
It's usually like end of October, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. Trade deadline. It's not the trade. Yeah, like end of October. Let's just say end of October, whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to look it up here. It's okay, November 5th. So potentially you're going all of October and the first game of November with no Devante Adams. And then you're banking on wherever he gets traded to is just magically better. Like he goes somewhere that's so much better. Like, is the Saints really better? I mean, sure, it's better than Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell, but now he's competing with another stud wide receiver in Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed, who's also looked pretty good this year. You know what I mean? Like, even if he goes to the Cowboys, he's competing with CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah,
like it's not better.
Not good.
You could argue maybe it's as good. Like he might get more touchdowns, but he's going to get a lower target share. Like this doesn't seem like a gamble worth taking. Not to mention, he's 32 years old, and like this isn't Devante Adams in his prime with Green Bay. This is not the same guy. So I don't think this is a risk worth taking. No.
Yeah, I'm not buying on Adams unless it's cheap. I mean, I will get him for a bargain price if somebody's panic, which I don't think you're getting right now. But my concern is it still seems most likely, and again, rumors, whatever, that the Jets will be the one to do this, which makes sense for the Jets. Of course, he wants to go back with Aaron Rodgers, whatever reason. Yeah, I'm out then. Because number one, this is still not all of a sudden, okay, hey, let's just throw the ball. Let's forget Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. Our defense, whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's just throw the ball 40 plus times a game with 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers. Not going to happen. And then he's got Garrett Wilson, another elite receiver he's competing with. If Devante Adams goes to the Jets, just forget it. I'm out. I'm out. So I don't want to take that risk on because that's just going to hurt his fantasy value. It's good for him in real life. Like, go for it if you really want to play for the Jets. But no. All right, well, we'll see what happens there. Of course, we'll be monitoring that closely. There's always a lot of action going on in the NFL these days. Maybe some more trade rumors. The whole Chiefs thing, Rashee Rice, who knows what's going on there? Are they going to trade for a receiver? Who knows? It's possible. But we're going to get to your trade questions because I think that's more important. What do you want to do in fantasy? We're going to answer your questions, your start sit questions, of course, your waiver wire questions. Some of you got waivers running tonight. Some of you already got waivers in. You might need to figure out plan B because waivers don't always go as planned. We're going to answer all your questions. If you guys have been here before, you already know exactly how this works. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and we'll tell you how it works. We answer your comments and questions online live. And if you do use the super chat feature, guaranteed it will get answered. We'll put it up. We'll discuss it. And before we go on to the next one, and of course, our members, which already got them first in line here, YouTube members who joined. But let me also remind you, if you're new, you may not know, we partner with Underdog. And Underdog is the fastest growing sports site out there. It's a place to go for your NFL picks, and also Major League Baseball playoffs going on. If you're into baseball, you got picks going on there. NBA, NHL seasons are just around the corner, getting ready to start. Every sport you can imagine has picks, but obviously you're an NFL fan. You want to get this one in. If you join Underdog right now and sign up, you haven't done it yet, you get a free pick for being a new customer. And it's right now Kirk Cousins on Thursday night, just getting 1 yard. So you take the higher on 0.5 total yards. That's a free pick for you. And you also get still a deposit match 50% all the way up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So definitely worth it. Just make sure you sign up, use code ENDGAME, because it gets you those offers plus so much more. Once you are on Underdog, you'll see they're constantly rolling out new promos and contests, and you can do drafts every single week with your friends, or join big tournaments against some highly competitive strangers and win lots of money. But again, get that free pick. Make sure you use code ENDGAME when you sign up to take advantage of all that. And if you don't get your question answered in time here, or maybe you just don't want to do it on the air, you want to do it offline, we have an app for that. It's called Draft Lane. That's right. This is us. The Draft Lane app is Chris and me, and we just ask your questions just like you would here. Starts it, waiver wire, trade, or anything else football related. You just ask it on the app and we'll respond to you. Make sure you download it right now. It is completely free to download on the App Store or Google Play Store. And then you can connect your Sleeper and Yahoo leagues. More to come in the future, but right now you can link those and sync them up. You can see your league's history, standings, so much more. Just check it out. Download it for free right now. And you can ask your questions offline as well. But let's get to the questions that are online. And first today that I see is the other John. I've got the members. So other John got this non-PPR league. Najee, Bucky, Swift, Williams, or Ford. It's a 1 RG league. So not RG3, just 1 RG.
Is that supposed to be RB? 1 RB? I mean, Najee is interesting. Cordell Patterson not practicing, so you don't have to worry about that. Jaylen Warren not practicing, you probably don't have to worry about that. But man, I mean, what has Najee really done?
I know.
He just kind of is there, right? He gets you points. Bucky's obviously interesting, but still splitting with Rashad. I will say Swift, I think, has the most upside out of this group because he gets that Panthers matchup. And he actually looked good last week. Williams, Ford. Like, Ford's okay. Devante,
This is
non-PPR. I might go Swift here for the upside against the Panthers.
This is non-PPR. I mean, you're hoping for touchdowns. Steelers really aren't scoring touchdowns. Last week should have been a smash spot for Najee, and it wasn't. So I think I'm kind of done there for now. I would just go Swift too, even though a lot of his value last week came as a pass catcher. He did get positive yardage running the ball. Just the matchup. Yep. So I agree with you. I kind of don't want to be on Swift. I'm not definitely completely in on Swift, but I think you have to at least be interested enough in Swift. And then there's Brian, our guy. Howdy. All right, 12-team PPR Superflex. 3 receiver flex. Send Evans and Dalton for dimes, pennies, and Tyreek Superflex.
Yeah, I don't think I'm doing this. Like, what? I think I'm just fine with Evans here, and do you even want to start Daniel Jones? I know. Look, Daniel Jones had that one good game against the Browns where Malik Neighbors bailed him out on like 8 different throws. But really, what has he done outside of that? Like, what do you really like? Are you even going to ever want to like put Daniel Jones in your super flex?
I don't.
I don't. So basically, you're doing Dalton and Evans for Tyreek. I just Dalton's fine in the super flex. You can definitely put Dalton in the super flex. So Yeah, I think I'm keeping Evans here.
And he said just below that the Tua risk. I mean, look, Tua is coming back, though you have a couple more weeks without Tua. We can't pretend there's no risk, right? We can't just say, oh, yeah, he's starting the risk. So, again, you're taking on risk unnecessarily. So, no, don't think it's worth it. Sir Boomer, nice and early, 4-0, non-humble brag. All right, so here's the roster to trade ideas for RB help because Achane, not exactly what we're hoping for these days. You definitely don't want to start at Bucky, but it's because you got Monty on bye. Brooks is coming back. Pacheco, who knows? Yeah, I think this team could use some RB help.
Yeah, this team could definitely use some RB help. You got Chase, Nico, Deontay, Amari, Ladd, Downs, Goddard. Well, I mean, if Ingram doesn't play, you can drop Goddard. He's on bye this week. You can drop Goddard. I know Goddard had 2 nice games. That's because A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith were out. They're coming back. They're coming back as soon as the bye is over. So if you need a tight end, drop Goddard. I mean, the only guy I really see that I would want to trade away right now is Amari or Ladd. I doubt anybody is trading for Downs because you probably just added them. Well, you might have already had Downs because you follow the channel, but if not, you just picked them up off the waiver wire. I doubt anybody's running out to trade for Downs right now.
No.
So, I mean, if you trade Amari, but if you trade Amari, then you're down to Ladd as your only bench wide receiver. I don't know. I think although, I see that you have Love on the bench. Maybe you could try to move Love.
You can move Love, or I know you want to start JD, but Love put up numbers. Love is totally fine as a starting quarterback. Maybe JD has more value right now. I feel like everybody's just all in on him, right? Like completely all in on him.
Yes.
So whoever you get more.
You could trade Jaden Daniels too if you want. Yeah. I don't know. I'd be terrified just to trade Jaden Daniels right now.
Well, either way. Either way. All right.
Maybe try to trade Love. But honestly, I don't think you need to you're 4-0, so Monty will be back next week. Okay, HN might not be great until week 8, but you got Bucky. You can get by and then you should be fine. So I wouldn't do a deal just to do a deal here.
Well, that's a good point. You don't have Monty, but that's just 1 week. And then HN, once Tua comes back, HN should be much better. I know it's going to be a couple. You're 4-0. You're fine. All right. Royland is not fine. I don't know if 1 and 3 constitutes a dumpster fire, but let's see. Love and AR. Okay. Gibbs, Bucky, Steelcorn, Brooks. Okay. AJ Brown, DJ Moore, Waddle, Worthy, Pittman, Wicks, Kincaid.
Well, yeah, I see.
These running backs are not quite as good.
Not quite as good. And, of course, you're not going to have AGB this week. You can't start Waddle. I mean, I see why you're 1 and 3 here. Gibbs has been – I mean, okay, Gibbs was really good this last week because he had 2 touchdowns, but Gibbs has just been kind of good, not great. You haven't had A.J. Brown since week 2? DJ Moore has just been Waddle, of course, has sucked ever since Tua got hurt. Pittman finally had a nice game, but he was terrible, so I see why you're 1 and 3, but should be a good Pittman week. But man, Worthy, yeah.
Sometimes patience is required. I don't know, though. You're going to think you're still not having A.J. Brown this week. Waddle's still probably going to do nothing this week. Pittman, of course, you can definitely start. DJ Moore is startable. Wicks, you might even consider starting. Worthy. But that doesn't guarantee you're going to have a win this week. So I do understand. This team might need to trade for a running back just to upgrade. So I think you can package Bucky with Worthy, who might have a lot more perceived value than real value.
Yep. Yeah, I think this is a team that definitely needs to do something. Because you can't go like you're going to be starting Pittman, Worthy, DJ Moore with Gibbs and I guess Bucky and Love, and you're just going to hope that that is enough to carry you this week. And if it's not, you're 1-4 with Waddle still weeks away from having any value, any potential of being started. Yeah, that's a good idea. Bucky and Worthy, see what you can get. I would honestly package Bucky with maybe any receiver outside of AJ Brown and Pittman.
There you go.
If it got me a really good running back.
There you go. Good luck, Royland. All right, Frosty, the first super chat here. Pick 2 running backs, a receiver, a flex, Etienne, B-Rob, Najee, and then Godwin, Cooper, McLaurin, Kirk.
All right. I think you got to go B-Rob, and I'm still going to go Etienne over Najee.
Yeah. Can't really be excited about Etienne, but definitely not excited about Najee. All right.
I mean, I think you got to go Godwin at wide receiver. Gets a great matchup this week.
Yes.
And then I'm going to flex Terry. Although, man, having Cooper and Kirk on the bench could sting, but I think I'm going to go Godwin and Terry.
Agree. I mean, the way that Washington looks these days, Terry's getting those chunk plays. That's what you wanted. So, and then asking, would you make any changes if JJ probably won't flop, but if one of those first games, remember, by the way, he's like, well, what do you mean, JJ? It's the London game. It's an early game, but I don't think so. I don't think you change based on that.
I mean, if after those games, if Godwin for some reason busts and JJ for some reason both bust, you can throw Cooper in your flex. He's got, look, the upside is there for Cooper, and it's the Commanders this week. Obviously, the floor is low, but the upside is very, very high for Amari Cooper. So if you get to that point, you're like, I need a home run, gamble on Cooper.
There you go. Austin J. Are we going with Kyler Murray or the QB1, Baker Mayfield?
I'm still going Kyler Murray personally. I don't know. I'm not ready to bench Kyler Murray yet.
No. For the most part, we're still saying Murray's just to have to start. I mean, he's not always going to have a big game, but when he does, you want him in there. So let's see. I don't know what happened last week, honestly. That's just what he just does this. I don't know why. Always you're like, oh, this is gonna be a huge game, and he's just like, I don't know. He did a lot of running around last week, but not running forward. I mean, just like running around in the pocket, like going in circles, and he just does that sometimes. Like, what are you doing? It's not baseball. Flowers or Wicks?
Still got to go Flowers here. I mean, Wicks still the wide receiver 3 in Green Bay. Flowers the wide receiver 1. I got to go Flowers.
Yeah, still go Flowers. Wicks is startable, yes, but Flowers over him. All right, Jake the Snake with a pair. First of all, Flowers, Addison, or Liggett.
Again, is that how you pronounce it, Liggett?
Again, I'm going to say it a different way every single time, just because one of them will be right.
Right. I'm still going Flowers here again. Like, I'm not like I know last week I didn't think the Ravens would blow out the Bills, and they did, but I don't think the Ravens are going to blow out the Bengals here. I think the Ravens are going to actually have to throw the ball. I'm going to go Flowers.
Yeah, I'm not putting Leggett over those two, and then Addison's certainly startable, but Flowers is just he'll bounce back. I think he'll bounce back. All right, and then he's also saying was offered London Waddle for Goff and Puka. That's interesting.
I mean, I'm assuming you don't need Goff, like he's your QB2. Just give me London and Waddle. I know Waddle right now isn't startable, but London is certainly startable. But Puka is also not startable right now.
Exactly.
So give me. Look, Tua might come back before Puka, which means Waddle will be startable before Puka. So give me London and Waddle for sure.
Exactly. I mean, I see this as you're getting London for Goff because by the time you want to start either Waddle or Puka, it's mid-season. So yeah, sure, take it. Sal Palumbo was offered Ayuk, Pickens, Amari, and Chuba for CD, JMO, and Downs.
This is
So it's a lot. You have three like kind of high-end receivers and a solid RB2 in Chuba, basically for seeding and JMO. Downs is okay. Downs is maybe a flex play.
yeah, but this is one of those trades I look at. This is like quantity over quality. I mean, look, Pickens is fine. Ayuk should get better. Amari could get better. All signs are pointing that he should get better, but at the same time, like, these are three guys who haven't really performed up to expectations yet and may not for one of the best wide receivers. Like, I don't know. This is one of those trades. Like, this is a very savvy trade by whoever sent you this, because it's like, ooh, look at all that. Look at everything I get, right? And really, like, are you starting Ayuk, Pickens, and Amari every week? Like this is it. These are now your three wide receivers. You don't have anybody else.
No, look, he's got Godwin and Deontay. Like, you don't need this many receivers because then isn't somebody just sitting on your bench?
Probably two people are sitting on your bench because you're probably starting Godwin and Deontay every week.
Right.
Or most weeks. And so two of these guys are just sitting on your bench. So you're really like trading CD for one of these. Nah, keep the CD side.
This is not three, but the 4-player platter. Like he said, it's like
this is a very savvy move by whoever sent this trade, because it's hard when you see this. Like, if you just look at the trade, if you just say Ayuk, Pickens, and Amari and Chuba for CD and JMO and Downs, you think, oh, that's pretty good. But then when you think about it, you're like, wait a minute. Like, okay, like, I'm only going to be starting one of these wide receivers, and yeah, you might start Chuba, but so basically like, would you do this if it was Ayuk and Chuba, Pickens and Chuba, Amari and Chuba? No, but that's essentially what you're trading for.
Yeah, no, don't do it. You're good enough. Of the people with the sticker and the question, thank you. Needs a receiver in a flex in a 10-team full PPR league. Amari, Deontay, Terry, Tyreek, Chuba, Mondre, which we didn't really touch too much on that, which it's not news official, but Mondre may not possibly be starting anymore. Who knows? Brian Robinson. Yeah. Already have Henry, Connor, and Evans in the starting lineup. Can I just come out and say, like, if you have Tyreek Hill, just you don't have to start him anymore?
Yeah, you definitely do not. I mean, at this point, you definitely do not. I think I got to go. Man, is it PPR? Yeah, it's PPR. I mean, I want to say Deontay and Terry, but it's hard to bench Chuba right now.
Right. You go full Panther. Panthers this week.
I mean, if you went full Panther the last 2 weeks, you're loving life.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. Why not? Right? Go with whoever's producing. Panthers are producing. This week they get the Bears. It's not great, but
the one thing about the Bears is they're very strong in the secondary. They're not very strong against the run. Terry gets the Browns, who, again, not as strong on the secondary as they should be. I mean, it is a tough matchup for Deontay this week against the Bears, but I don't even think it matters. Like,
nah, I think he'll be fine.
He gets just so many targets. It's just Andy Dalton just looks his way over and over. So go full Panthers. If you don't want to go full Panthers, you can go Terry and Chuba, but I think I probably go Deontay and Chuba.
Interesting. And I was thinking you could do Deontay and Terry too. You can mix and match two of those three guys. If you don't,
yeah. You can go Deontay and Terry too as well if you don't want to go. But it's just, how do you bench Chuba right now?
I know. All right, Sammy, Darnold or Dak?
Okay, yeah, I'm playing whoever I think is going to score the most points. It doesn't matter if my opponent has Jefferson, because remember, if Darnold throws a 40-yard, let's say Darnold throws a 50-yard touchdown to Jefferson, he gets 6-5, he gets 12 points. Darnold only gets 6 in most leagues. If it's in a 4-point passing touchdown league, Jefferson gets 12, Darnold only gets 6. It's not like you match them. You know what I mean? But I'm going. Oh man, I know it's hard. I'm going Dak here. I know Darnold's the QB, whatever he is this year, but man, against the Jets.
Right. You have to, and you're like, well, Dak has a tough matchup. Darnold has a tougher matchup. I'm going to go Dak. That's the thing here. Exactly. All right. Moises Gonzalez, you're welcome in advance. All right. Bleeding out on wide receivers. Okay, because Neighbors is still in the protocol. And actually, that was not, I know it's still, midweek, but they said he's in the early stages. So that's not encouraging. Needs a receiver and a flex. Not Tyreek Hill and not Waddle.
You're still fine. You got Pickens and Deontay. You're fine. You got Pickens and Deontay. You're fine. I'm not starting any of those waiver wire guys over Pickens or Deontay Johnson. No.
Yeah. And it's not the Dolphins. Pickens, Deontay. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, and I guess if Neighbors is out after Pickens, Deontay, would it just be Hill or one of those guys? I you know what? I actually might go Judy.
Yeah, Judy's not bad. If you want to grab Judy now, just in case. Yeah, not a bad idea.
All right. Let's get to KJ Sticks. 10-team full PPR who to start. Lamb, Deontay, BTJ, JSN, Pittman, Connor, Etienne, Stevenson, Bucky. We need 2, and a flex.
All right, you got to start Lamb. I think you got to start Deontay. And man, I definitely want to start Brian Thomas Jr. this week if possible, but I don't think I can start him over Pittman.
Nah, agree.
So Lamb, Deontay, and Pittman, but man, BTJ could have a big game, but he also doesn't have the highest of floor. So let's just go Lamb, Deontay, and Pittman. I guess you got to go Connor and Etienne at running back because Stevenson, I would have said Stevenson for sure, but now Jared Mayo saying, yep, they might start Antonio Gibson because of the fumbles. I guess Connor Etienne it is.
You know, he got over the weekend, he got a phone call from Bill, right? He's just like, look, you got to set an example here. You got to set your players straight. You got to bench
right.
Yeah, I guess you have to go Etienne here. Samantha Pfluger, Stroud or Purdy? Actually a tough one.
That is a tough one this week. That is definitely a tough one this week. But I think I still got to go Stroud here. I like Purdy. I think Purdy could boom, but I think if I have Stroud, I just start Stroud.
I will say, and I mean, I know you're definitely big on Purdy this week. Think he could have a big week. I think he might have a higher ceiling. I'm okay if you go Purdy to avoid the potential of Stroud, getting roughed up by the Bills. But Stroud is still pretty secure. Minnesota or San Francisco on defense?
49. Well, Jet. So
yeah.
I mean, you know what? At this point, you just got to go with Minnesota. Just roll with Minnesota. Like, just do it until they show that they're not an elite defense. Just roll with Minnesota.
Yeah, Jordan Love put up big yardage and touchdowns last week, but that's because they had to because they had 3 interceptions. Yeah, and a fumble recovery. Just go Minnesota against the Jets. Yeah. Definitely not worried about the Jets offense. So we have so fitting right back to back. We got the membership from John, and then we have a question from other John. PPR Hopkins for downs. Look, why not? Will Levis still kind of recovering from this injury. Not like Hopkins had done much anyways. Why not?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Hopkins is on bye this week. Nobody's running out to pick up Hopkins. If Downs is terrible, you can always just go re-pick up Hopkins. Go for it. All right.
Pedro Nevarez, 10 non-PPR. We need 2 and a flex. Fields, Richardson, Brian Robinson, Etienne Walker, Najee, Moss, Hubbard, JJ, London, Flowers, Kincaid, St. Brown, and the defenses.
All right. 2 running backs are going to be Walker and Brian Robinson. Oh, man, you got Chuba, too. It's non-PPR. I might flex Chuba in non-PPR, actually. I'm going to flex Chuba. So I'm going to go Brian Robinson, Walker, and I'm going to flex Chuba. And then wide receiver, I'm going to go JJ, of course, and probably London. JJ and London. Oh, yeah, St. Brown's
You got
on
St.
bye.
Brown, too.
St. Brown's on bye.
Yeah, but this week, London should be fine. Kincaid.
Yeah, well, St. Brown on bye, remember?
Yeah.
So JJ and London at wide receiver. So Brian Robinson, Walker, Chuba, JJ, London in non-PPR.
And then Broncos or Seahawks for defense?
I think it's got to be Seahawks this week, right? Against Daniel Jones?
Yeah. Seattle's defense has been mostly good until they got completely ravaged by the Lions last week, but they're not bad. The Broncos.
Broncos okay too.
Get,
Actually, Broncos okay too this week against the Raiders. I
get the
I don't know,
Raiders.
That's close. That's close.
Yeah, they're both good matchups. These are probably two of the best streaming defenses out there.
Yeah, I might go Broncos. I mean, like no Adams, Gardner Minshew, or Aiden O'Connell if they bench him. Yeah, I might go Broncos.
Yeah, I think Broncos are good. Ralphie flipped Chuba for Jacobs. What do you think?
I think it's fine. I mean, I probably still prefer Jacobs long term. I mean, like, are we just all of a sudden like that's it? Chuba's going to be one of the best running backs this year just because like of the last two games? Like, it's still Chuba Hubbard. So yeah, I prefer Jacobs.
Well, I say this is smart because people don't realize Jonathan Brooks is going to come back and start to play. He's going to start to eat into Chuba's carries eventually. So I think this is smart because I think that's much more likely than Marshawn Lloyd if when he comes off IR eating into Jacobs touches. So I like this. Molly Wop, you're welcome. And
yeah, you're
got a
welcome.
question
Thank
here. Someone dropped Laporta for Conklin. Yeah, I think you can go after Porta. I mean, who do you drop? Do you drop Kraft or Andrews?
Just drop Andrews. Drop Andrews. I mean, I'm going to talk about it on a video on Saturday, but he ran 48% of the routes. Like,
yeah,
you just can't be fantasy relevant running less than half the routes.
Right. You can drop Andrews. If you're getting Laporta, you won't need Andrews. So that's fine. All right. Alexander's channel. Someone dropped a Dunze. Would you drop either Keenan or Dobbs for him?
I think you could drop Dobbs. I think you can drop Dobbs for Odunze. Like, Dobbs is fine, right? Dobbs is a guy you can plug in there. He'll get some targets. He might score a touchdown, but what's the weekly upside for Dobbs, really?
Right.
I mean, as far as percent of fab, I wouldn't think you would need a lot. I mean, he's only had like one good game this year. Caleb Williams has looked mostly terrible. I don't think people are really excited for like the potential of Odunze right now. I think 10% should easily get him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how deep your league is, but 10% should be the max. You probably could go 8 or less. But if you really want him, but even so, if you don't get him, oh well. You got Keenan Allen, Dobbs is fine. So not too much. Less than 10%. SB, Singletary. I don't know. I mean, it's still early in the week.
Yeah, one thing I don't do is react to Wednesday. The only thing I react to on Wednesday is guys who we know are injured, like Jonathan Taylor, to see if they're practicing or not. Because if it's like, hey, Jonathan Taylor practiced today, it's like, oh, I guess the injury really isn't that big of a deal. He practiced already. But like guys like Singletary, nah, I'm not worried. But okay, but anyways.
Well, I don't think you have to run out to pick up Tyron Tracy. Can you drop Zamir White or Emmanuel Wilson? Yeah, you can drop any of those guys. Also, should I play? Okay, well, if these are like flex options, and maybe that's different. I don't know. Are you playing Madison or Lazard?
I mean, I prefer not to. Tough spot for Lazard. I mean, look, Madison at least gets touchdowns in Antonio Pierce, although I don't know if we can believe Antonio Pierce. Says he's earned a bigger role. He says he's earned the bigger role the week after he finally gave Zamir White 17 carries. Then he says Alexander Madison's earned a bigger role. I don't even know if Antonio Pierce knows what's going on with the Raiders right now, to be honest. So, yeah, I mean, you can certainly drop Zamir White or Emmanuel Wilson, but I mean, I don't know if I'm picking up Tyrone. Is Tyrone Tracy even going to get the most carries, or are we going to see like a lot of Eric Gray?
Who knows? I'm not sure how much it matters this week. Look, if you really want to have that insurance because you have Singletary, sure, drop Zamir White for Tracy. I guess that's fine. I guess Madison this week. And hopefully you got better streamers out there, just to be honest. All right, Sammy with another here. PPR, Downs or Legate?
We're just gonna say it different every single time.
Until we get it right.
The thing is, we'll never know when it's right. I think I'm going Downs here. These guys are both kind of like flex options. But Leggett against that Bears secondary. I like Downs' role out of the slot here. Let's go Downs.
Yeah, I kind of like Downs in general this week. Now, actually, it's funny you say if Richardson plays. I like him better if Richardson doesn't play because that means slinging Joe Flacco is going to be in there. So I would prefer Downs with Flacco, but I like Downs anyways. He had a really high first read percentage last week when he's now just coming back. Remember, he hasn't been there all year. He missed the first couple of games. He was involved quite a bit, so I would definitely go Downs either way. Juice is here. I'm guessing that the Saints pull off a deal here. Maybe they will. It would be nice if Ingram played. Yes, it would. It sounds encouraging for Ingram. He's kind of back at practice, isn't he?
I'm not sure if he was back at practice, but I did see a report that he could return this week. But I didn't see if he officially practiced or not. Let me see.
Good enough. We'll take a maybe at this point.
Exactly.
JB, 12 team standard. All right, we need 2, 2, and 1. Who to start here? Okay, yeah, if JT plays, you play JT. Mixon, Hill. Wow, that's it. Okay. JSN, Del Mooney, Dobbs, and then you have some team. Okay, you don't have a lot of choices here.
Yeah, who to start?
Man.
Well, I mean, yeah, if Mixon and JT are back, you're playing them, obviously. And I would probably still go Sermon if JT is out. It's a good matchup this week. We should see Mixon back, right? I don't think he practiced today, but so we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Mixon now. It's still not very encouraging. I mean, you better hope. JB is hoping he comes back. Would you pick up? I mean, like if Mixon doesn't play, you're only playing one of those Colts running backs. Obviously, Mixon doesn't play. Would you just pick up Kareem Hunt?
I guess. I mean, like Justice Hill, you really need game script to go his way, right? You really need a game where you feel like, okay, the Ravens are going to be trailing, and right, Henry's not going to be rumbling. Yeah, I'd probably go Hunt over Hill. So maybe pick up Hunt just in case right now, and then. I mean, probably JSN and Dell. Dell is back at practice. I mean, Mooney's fine. Dobbs is fine, but I don't know. Like, I want a little more upside. JSN and Dell at wide receiver. And then you got to flex somebody? I guess Mooney?
Mooney? Probably Mooney. Well, good luck, JB. Let's hope JT is playing and has a big game. NTY, what's up? This is a 10-man PPR. Baker or Darnold?
I'm going Baker this week. I actually had this choice in one of my leagues, Baker or Darnold. I just like Baker's matchup better. I'm going Baker.
Well, I'll say exactly what I said last week. And in general, Baker at least gives you some rushing upside that Darnold doesn't. I mean, ran in another touchdown. Won't do it every week, but he will scramble and run. And yeah, I'll go Baker too. All right, and then Jim Leichnam is giving a shout out to, well, that's us, Draft Lane. Use it in PPR leagues, undefeated in each, and then use it for the start sit question and got the win. There you go. See, this is a testimonial. We need to snapshot this one and save
it. Right.
Thank you, Jim. All right, Keep it going. All right, well, actually, Jim has a question. Let's do his other one first. Ford or Higgins?
I'm going Higgins here in PPR. I'm not worried. Like people are worried about Ford. Like they think Nick Chubb is going to play this week and like be the workhorse running back or something. Like, nah, not yet. But I'm still going Higgins in PPR.
Yeah, not yet. No, but eventually Higgins, yes. But then in Ford or Ramondre, you probably have to go Ford, don't you?
Well, yeah, pay attention here because maybe Jared May will backtrack, right? Maybe he'll say like, "Oh, well, I just meant like if he fumbles again, then we're gonna have to go to," you know what I mean? Like, there's still a chance he could backtrack here, but pay attention because if he's like, "Yep, Antonio Gibson is going to be our starter," then yeah, you're gonna have to go for it.
Right. It's not like Ramondre's been officially benched or anything. Like he's still going to play, so don't overreact here. Right. Alan Wendling, 3 RBs on bye, and possibly without Singletary. Oh boy. If that happens, I'm going Tyrone Tracy, I guess over Zamir White. What about Ty Chandler? And is Antonio Gibson out there on the waiver wire?
Right. I mean, in defense of Zamir White, I mean Ty Chandler. What did Ty Chandler even?
Not much.
Ty Chandler last week had 3 carries for 5 yards and a catch for 8 yards. I mean, I know it was Green Bay and they wanted to, but still, like, at least Zamir White had 17 carries for 50 yards. I mean, it's something. It's something. And Tyrone Tracy, I really feel like his role won't even change, and we'll just see more Eric Gray.
It's true. That's the risk. But I'll say if Singletary is just completely out and you're having to pick one, then I was like, well, the hell, I might as well try Tyrone Tracy and hope he does something. Because I don't really feel like Chandler and Zamir White are going to do much of anything anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I guess let's just hope let's hope Singletary plays.
Right. Vinny, worried about Breece Hall and game script. We're not going to go Swift over Breece Hall, are we?
No. I mean, look, could Swift outscore Breece Hall this week? Yes, he gets the Panthers. But let's not forget who Swift was weeks 1 through 3.
Right.
He was legitimately one of, if not the worst running back in the NFL weeks 1 through 3. He might have been the worst running back in the entire NFL weeks 1 through 3. Yeah, I'm not starting. That's too deep.
No, this is overshadowing everything that Breece was doing in weeks 1 through 3 and Swift wasn't doing. So no, don't do this. Jason Quinones. All right. Are we going with basically the Chiefs stack or the Packers stack? Because I feel like if you're in on one, you got to be in on the other and vice versa, right? Although maybe not.
No, I'm going love Kelsey here. Love Kelsey. Benching Mahomes, benching crowd. Look, Travis Kelsey now is like, I wouldn't say he's a must-start tight end, but he's a borderline must-start tight end. They have no one else to throw to right now. It's him and Xavier Worthy, Sky Moore, Justin Watson, Noah Gray. Like, they have to throw to him. They don't want to, but they have to. So, loving Kelsey.
Yeah, you kind of have to start Kelsey for now, but you don't have to start Mahomes. So actually, I agree. You're not stacking. Love Kelsey. All right, Brandon Sky, wondering if you should trade Josh Jacobs to get Brian Robinson Jr.
I don't know. I think I still prefer Jacobs. I mean, I do like Brian Robinson Jr., but I think I still prefer Jacobs right now.
Yeah, me too. As much as I like Robinson, I don't think there's a compelling reason to trade Jacobs. It's not like they're going to stop running the ball just because Jordan Love is back. So I don't think so. Fred Boone, Leggett or Downs?
Oh, I'm going Downs. It's a much better matchup for Downs this week.
Yeah, we basically had this earlier. We're going to go Downs. Mary Jo. All right, with Hurts out, it's got to be JD over Caleb, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, all due respect, Mary Jo, this isn't even a decision. One guy has been phenomenal, and the other guy has been the opposite of phenomenal. Oh, he did have that one nice game. Was that against the Colts?
Yes.
The Colts. This is why I'm so high on Trevor Lawrence this week. The Colts are just Justin. Now everybody's like Justin Fields is a top 10 QB. Top 10. He played the Colts. He's a top 10 QB. After Caleb Williams played the Colts, oh, you can start Caleb Williams. And look, I fell for the Caleb Williams trap, so I'm part of, just remember that when Justin Fields, burns you this week, it's not the Colts this week. Just remember that.
Yeah, someone earlier said, like, oh, why are you guys so down on Justin Fields? I'm like, I think we're reasonable about Justin Fields. Like, he's startable, but look, just because he happened to run in a couple of touchdowns doesn't mean all of a sudden, like, that's it. He's back. Like, he's on back. Oh, back to what? Like, well, you know what I mean?
Again, against the Colts.
Against the Colts.
Who made Caleb Williams look like the clear, undisputed number 1 pick.
Yeah, which he was, but not in fantasy. Go Jaden Daniels. Miles Isle, what to do with Garrett Wilson? This is the other side of that question. What if? Because just now there's a lot of smoke here. If Adams goes to the Jets, what does that mean for Wilson?
Well, it's gotta hurt. It's gotta hurt Garrett Wilson, of course, because the target share is going to go down. Like it's not good. It's not good for either of them. I mean, it's good for Adams in real life, and it's probably good for the Jets, but it's not good for them in fantasy because, like, targets matter for wide receivers, and if Garrett Wilson, like, because right now you look at Garrett Wilson on the season, he's at a 25% target share, which is good, but not great. A 31% first read percentage, which is really good. If those numbers, like if now let's say him and Adams are both at like the low 20s, it's not good. It's not good. So, but again, I'm not going to make a move on what could happen that may not happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm just holding Garrett Wilson.
And you made a good point. Even if this does happen, it doesn't have to happen right now. Like the trade deadline is still like a month away. So you could be doing this in 4 weeks or whatever. So again, if you're like, oh, well, I want to trade Garrett Wilson, you're selling low. So it's not, just hold.
Yeah, just hold here.
Victor Figueroa, should I flex BTJ Downs? I was going to say Laggett. Wicks, or should I start Swift or Najee?
No, I'm definitely going Brian Thomas Jr. out of this group. I really like Brian Thomas Jr. I kind of regret that I didn't put him on the booms. I think he could really boom this week. But that being said, I like him. I'm going to go with him.
And then Swift or Najee. I think we said Swift earlier.
Yeah, let's go with the upside. Like, because Najee's that guy he's going to get you like 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 points. But he's probably not going to get you more than that. Sure, Swift might get you 3 or 4 points, but he can get you like 20 this week against Panthers. So let's go Swift.
Let's go Swift. Take a chance. At least he's showing some upside. Ryan Darwan, Burrow Fields.
I'm going Burrow. I know most people are going to say Fields because they're just going to look at last week. But again, it's a much tougher matchup for Fields this week. I don't think I can properly say how bad the Colts. I don't know. I'm always bad with my words sometimes. Not always, but I'm bad with my words sometimes. But if you look at every quarterback that has played the Colts this year, and you look at their average points again in the games where they haven't played the Colts, they've scored on average 9 more points against the Colts than they scored in the rest of their games. Like, I'm not just going to go crazy for Fields because he did this to the Colts, who got torched again by Caleb Williams and will probably get torched by Trevor Lawrence this week. And then next week, everybody will be like, why are you so down on Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, that's how it works, isn't it? Exactly. Like, look what he did. Yeah, it's Burrow here still. Like, Fields is startable if you need a quarterback, but not over Burrow. And then John, the first John, have Mason needs at RB2. Would you trade Jennings, Flowers for Jacobs?
Yeah, I think I would do this. I mean, Jennings to me just feels like kind of like a little more than a throw in, but Zay, Josh, that feels pretty fair. If you need a running back, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. If not, Ford or Singletary, assuming Singletary is good.
Yeah, probably got to go Singletary, assuming he's good.
Right, between these two. All right. I actually was going to skip over this because we were still getting to the super chats. If you did super chat, guys, the last 45-ish minutes, stay with us. We're going to get there. A lot of action early on. But you did pay your hard-earned money, presumably, to put this up. So let's put it. Brandon Sky's asking about
Okay, he asked this
Allen.
last night. And I didn't know what he meant.
Well, I've never seen that show. I think that's the one Charlie Sheen is in. Is that right?
Yes, and you do. I guess you do kind of look like that guy, but not really.
I don't know. I would have to Google it, so I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. But the answer is no. Actually, I did not. I did.
So I think.
Is that a good thing? Is this like a good character or a bad character?
Yeah, he was the. Well, I think he was the guy. So Charlie Sheen, of course. I mean, he basically played Charlie Sheen, which is like right,
right.
Just like a woman, like a partier. Like my mom, I never watched it, but my mom loved the show. So I would always hear, she'd be like, "Oh my gosh, it was so funny," right? She'd talk about so I think the guy on the left there, obviously it's not the kid in the middle, and it's not Charlie Sheen. You know which one is Allen right there. I don't know if I can zoom in. Can I zoom in here? No, I don't know.
I think it's John Cryer. I've never gotten that comp. I've heard some others, but not that. No. Texas Pete, Juwan, Leggett, Shaheed, Wicks, or Kirk?
Kirk is a tier above these guys. Texas Pete.
Yeah, I agree there. Just go Kirk. Gets who this week? Colts. Bobby Brook. What's up, Bobby? Please rate this team. Help with lineup. Kyler Love, Bijan Jacobs, Mason, Devante Algier, Wilson, Reed, Terry, Flowers, Wandale, Watson, J-Mo, McBride, Ingram. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You got 2 good tight ends, 2 good QBs. That right there is pretty good. Running backs are very strong. Wide receivers are strong. Yeah, this is like a 9 for a 12-teamer. This is a 9.
Yeah, it is. Now, here's the question: who to start, Kyler or Love?
I actually might go Love over Kyler. It's close, but man, Love gets the Rams. Kyler gets the 49ers. I might go Love here.
Yeah, not so much being scared off of Kyler because Niners defense hasn't been great this year, but Love gets the Rams defense. I would go Love too. Bijan, I know Bijan has been kind of disappointing, but I think you still have to start him, don't you?
Yeah, I'm not benching Bijan, and he said today he's good to go. He's playing. Like, I'm not worried about him. I can't bench Bijan because you just always run the risk that he goes out there this week and like runs for 100+ yards, 2 touchdowns, and you're like, oh, what have I done?
Right. Same with Brees. Like, okay, he had a bad game. Just move on. Now Jacobs or Mason for RB2 though.
I still got to go Mason. Even though I did put Jacobs will be on tomorrow's Booms video, and I think he could boom. Mason just has such a high floor, such an insanely high floor. And he's still got a ceiling. It's not like he doesn't have a ceiling. It's not like he's a floor play only. I still got to go Mason here.
Yeah, I agree there. Okay, so now this might be tough for 2 receivers in a flex. Garrett Wilson, Jaden Reed, Terry, Flowers, Wandale. Well, he can't play Watson. Then there's J-Mo.
Actually, I know Jameson Williams had that 80-yard touchdown, but his target share and usage after the first 2 weeks has really kind of gone down the last couple of games. Oh wait, Jameson Williams is on bye. You can't even start Jameson Williams anyways. That's right. I'm going the first 3. I like Wilson this week. Reed should be great against the Rams. Just talked about that with Love. And then Terry, I'm going the first 3.
Yeah, I think you got to start Reed, especially you have Love in there. And, of course, you're a Packers fan anyways. Got to go Terry. Wilson, we benched him last week, but this week I'm in on Garrett Wilson. So got to go Garrett Wilson. And then McBride or Ingram, assuming they both play.
I think you got to go McBride over Ingram.
Right. All right. Now it's time for cheese.
All right.
5, 6, 2, 1, 8. Pick 3. Mason, Kamara, Henry, or Brees.
Oh. I think here Mason sits. You can't really sit Kamara right now. I know he's playing with he's playing with broken ribs. I mean, it doesn't seem to matter. And look, how do you sit Derrick Henry right now?
You don't.
You can't, and I still can't sit Breece Hall, so I'm sitting Mason. But man, how do you have all these running backs? Crazy.
I know, right? Like honestly, the only decision is, do I just take Mason's floor over Brees? But I can't bench Brees Hall either. That's the thing. You can't, and I think he'll be fine. So I guess Mason hits the pine here. Skyward, thank you, Skyward. Appreciate you. 12-man, half PPR, needs 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 2 flex. So got Allen, I'm guessing the quarterback here, K9, Kyron, Higgins, Worthy, Bowers, and Jennings. On the bench are these guys: Sharps, AJB, Leggett. I'm trying to think how many different ways I can say it. I'm running out. Likely,
you're probably going to have to say it a lot tonight.
Yeah. Well, I don't see anybody on the bench that you can start, so I guess your lineup's fine, right?
Yep.
All right.
He wants to know. He's got a trade question. It looks like Charbonnet, Bowers, Walker, and Worthy for Pittman, Adams, and Hall. I think I got to take Pittman, Adams, and Hall here. You're getting the running back upgrade with Hall. You're getting the wide receiver upgrade with Worthy to either Pittman or Adams. And again, Bowers, again, I know we're excited for Bowers, and I know Bowers has been good by tight end standards. But I mean, you look at Bowers in PPR this year, he had 11 and 18 the first 2 games. That was great, but he's only gotten you 7 and 5 the last 2 games. So he hasn't really been significantly better than any other tight end. It's not like he's been, just dominant every week. I'm fine getting rid of Bowers, and I'll just go stream. To get Pittman, Adams, and Hall, yeah, give me that side.
Yeah, looking at this and okay, I mean, you're gonna have to. You don't even want to start likely. Stream tight ends? That's worth it because you're getting Hall. But then look at the second deal. I think.
I just saw that. No, take that deal. Take that deal. What is the reasoning to trade Saquon right now? Because he had a bad game. That's it. It's over. He had a bad game. It's over.
Yeah, I don't know why someone's doing this. I mean, you like Walker, great. Yes, you love Walker, but not better than Saquon and Wilson. Buy low. Yes,
yeah,
take the second deal.
Do that second deal, actually. I just saw that too, yeah.
Yeah, if the second deal doesn't work, you can still take the first one.
Yep.
All right. Let's do this one is interesting before we get to the next super chat. Michael Cuse said he traded Diggs and McCaffrey for Tyreek Hill.
I think he did okay. I mean, we'll see. It's going to depend on McCaffrey. If McCaffrey comes back and he's full go, then you might regret this. But look, you're getting Tyreek Hill. Yeah, it might be rough for the next few weeks. But when Tua comes back, Tyreek Hill should be fine. I think he did okay.
I mean, obviously, it depends what you're getting from CMC, whenever he comes back. This could turn out good for you. I think it's okay. Yeah, I don't hate it. Texas Pete got offered Hubbard and Jennings for Ayuk and Bucky. Yeah, I don't know which side you're getting. I would prefer the Ayuk side, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm still gonna believe in Ayuk. And again, I mean, is Chuba just gonna be the best running back in fantasy this year, or is he gonna at some point slow down? He's probably gonna slow down. So give me Ayuk and Bucky.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Rivers. Bye weeks do suck. So, Geno Smith or Andy Dalton?
I think I got to go Geno this week. Got a better matchup.
Yes. Rashawn Braylon. Rashawn Johnson did score, but still.
That was all he did. I think he had he was a clear number 2, but he was the number 2 way behind Swift. I think you got to go Braylon here. Although, I mean, I know the temptation is, of course, the Panthers, but I mean, again, what did Rashawn Johnson? He had 7 carries for 26 yards. Yeah, he scored, but he didn't catch a pass, which is weird. So, yeah, I think I just gamble on Braylon Allen.
Let's go with Braylon. He's getting involved. Could get a touchdown here. 2 receivers: Wicks, Jennings, Keenan, Ayuk, and then a flex. So What? Only sitting one of these? Is that right?
Yeah, I think I'm sitting Keenan.
I mean, I feel like you still pretty much have to start Ayuk with this group. Yeah. I do like Wicks. Jennings or Keenan is the decision here. Jennings, not a bad matchup at all against Arizona. Like Purdy this week. Keenan. Who do the Bears get?
Bears get Carolina. It's not a bad matchup, but that's not even what. I mean, last week we were all over the Rams.
Yeah.
I'm sitting Keenan.
Yeah, that's fine. Just go that. And then Denver, Seattle had this earlier. We slightly lean Denver.
Yep.
All right, and then we're going to continue with the super chats. We're still catching up, but a reminder: if anybody who was not here at the top of the show, which is possible, Underdog, you still get those picks, and the free pick if you're new to Underdog is Kirk Cousins this week, just going higher than 0.5 total yards. So again, if you have not tried Underdog, you're still waiting, you're still wondering, or maybe this for some reason the first time you've ever heard of Underdog, well, you should definitely try it out. Right now, you sign up on Underdog for the very first time. You get this free pick. They have all sorts of pick'ems for every game and every player you could even think of. Players you didn't even know existed. Sports you didn't even know existed. Esports is on there. I wouldn't be shocked if they have pickleball pretty soon. I've heard that's growing. But make sure when you do sign up, you do use code ENDGAME, because when you do, that gets you your free pick plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So definitely make sure that you try that and see what it's all about. All right, let's get to Rob. He's 4-0. Got some offers in the inbox. That's always a good feeling, right? Send Brian Thomas for Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, I like Brian Thomas, but give me Garrett Wilson. I think Garrett Wilson's a great buy low. I think he's going to have a much better second half of the season. Give me Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, give me Garrett Wilson too. Send Kamara and Deontay for Tyreek and James Conner.
This one I don't think I do. I mean, yeah, I'll prefer Tyreek to Kamara when Tua comes back, but still, why even risk it? You got Kamara, you got Deontay. I don't think you need to take on this risk with Tyreek. Just keep Kamara and Deontay.
Exactly, because you're getting at least a couple more weeks of Tyreek probably doing nothing. I will say this. Let me just throw it out there now. I'm not saying I want or think this for sure will happen, but James Conner every year misses a couple of games, gets banged up. Right. They did draft Trey Benson pretty early. Eventually he'll get more involved. Just saying. So I'll take the Kamara Deontay side here, or you should keep that side. Alexis, what is up? Set this lineup. Pick 5 of these guys.
So we just pick any 5. Position doesn't matter. It must just be like it's like a flex league. All right, you got to start Lamb. I still have to start Breece Hall. I just do.
I think Walker is now almost a must start.
Yeah, I know. You don't want to go too crazy. He had 3 touchdowns, but man, he looked good against that Lions run defense. But then I see Garrett Wilson. I also see Deontay. I also see Brian Robinson. Man, you got to bench these guys. Lamb, Hall, Walker. It's full PPR. Deontay, and I think I go Garrett Wilson. Man, Kirk and Brian Robinson on the bench. Rough.
Yeah, all the good news is you have all good options here. Nobody even is an obvious bench. But that's what I would do too. I had to put Garrett Wilson in there. And then Kelsey or Kincaid.
I think you got to go Kelsey right now. How do you have both these tight ends? But I think you got to go Kelsey right now because, again, he went from on the entire season, he had like a 14% first read percentage, meaning like he was only the first read 14% of the time, to like 30-something% last week. Why? I think we all know why.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do. Tron Force got 2 major running backs on bye, so needs 2 of these guys: Braylon Allen, Madison, Mostert, Emmanuel Wilson, or hopefully you can roll with Trey Sermon.
Yeah, well, Trey Sermon would be number 1 if JT is out, definitely. Yeah. And then I think Braylon Allen will be number 2. And then again, I said on the video when we looked at the desperations, like, who would you start? I'd start Madison. I mean, he gets goal line carries. He catches some passes. Antonio Pierce said he deserves more run. That doesn't mean he's going to get it, but yeah. So I'll go Sermon 1 if JT is out, Braylon Allen 2, Madison 3.
There you go. On board with that. Steven Cotto is 1 and 3. Guy Fields, DJ Moore, Wicks, Kincaid, Achane, Mason Swift. And then on the bench, guys like Zay Flowers, Downs, Wandale, AR. Okay, so would you trade for Bijan or Brees? Well, depends. Sending Flowers and Rome? Sure.
Yeah, if you can get Bijan and Brees for those guys, do it. I don't think you can, but you never know.
Yeah, I mean, you're asking this. If the other guy's willing to do it, yes, absolutely take it.
Yeah.
If not, you might need to do a little bit more than Rome.
Yeah, maybe Flowers and
I don't know. I will say this though, looking at your team, honestly, I think you need more help at receiver than at running back.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
If you do that, I don't know.
You're starting DJ Moore and Wicks?
Yeah. Devontae Smith, sure, he'll be back in a week. Zay Flowers, I mean, should be startable on a weekly basis. But yeah, I think you need, as far as I can tell, because you're flexing Swift? I don't know. I wouldn't put Swift over Zay Flowers this week.
No, too risky.
No. But it's PPR. Flex Zay Flowers. I would probably even flex Downs over Swift. But anyways, I think, look, if you can do it, sure. Whatever you can get to upgrade for those two players, sure, you can do that. That's fine. Andy, 10-team PPR needs help. Love or Burrow?
I got to go Love this week against the Rams. Love
it is. 2 running backs, Connor Walker, B-Rob, Moss.
And as much as I want to play Brian Robinson, I think I got to go Connor and Walker.
Yeah, hard to bench Connor. And then 2, Cooper Flowers, Higgins, Kirk, Pittman.
I think I'm going Kirk and Pittman. Well, then you have a flex. I'm probably flexing Flowers. But if you want to shoot for that upside, if you're willing to swing for the fences, I mean, everything is there for Cooper this week except maybe the results.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. It's a 10-team PPR league. You need upside, right? I'm okay. Look, I think I'm just going to take both sides of that matchup. Kirk Pittman. I think I like both of them. I finally have an excuse to sit T. Higgins. I'll go Cooper as my third one. Cody Greenwood, Kelsey Laporta, Kelsey Kincaid, or Laporta Kincaid? You what? Like,
is this rest of the season? Because Laporta's on bye.
I don't know.
I mean, if it's rest of the season, I would go Kelsey Laporta. If it's this week, it's obviously Kelsey Kincaid because Laporta's on bye.
Yeah, I don't see any follow-ups to this, so not sure. I'm not sure what you're asking. All right, let's get to Mr. Rivers now. This is a thing that I'm not sure how this. So he gifted 5 memberships. All
nice.
right.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Does it just randomly give people memberships? How does that work?
Do you give them or do we give them? That's why I don't know.
Do you give them? How does that work? I'm going to have to look that up.
Well, we'll figure it out, I guess. We'll take a look here. But thank you, Mr. Rivers. Everybody say thank you, especially the 5 of you who might get a free membership. We'll see how that works. Football is life. Walker and Evans for DJ Moore and Hall. I don't know. I might take the Walker side.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Walker side here just because I think you're getting – I don't want to go too crazy about Kenneth Walker. We've only seen him really for 2 games. But I think Evans is such a massive upgrade over DJ Moore right now that even if Walker's a downgrade to Hall, I still want that side.
Right. I will say because I feel like I don't have questions about Walker or Evans, right? We know what they are. I'm still high on Moore rest of the season. I think Caleb Williams will get better. I think Moore will be good, but there are questions. And then Breece Hall, like obviously you still start Breece Hall, but maybe Braylon Allen does get more involved. You know what I mean? So I just take the Walker side. Sam Klontz, the second. B-Rob or Garrett Wilson full PPR?
I think you got to go Garrett Wilson in full PPR.
Yes. And we said not to start Garrett Wilson last week because of Surtain. Doesn't get that. I like Wilson this week. So right now I'm going to say Garrett Wilson. Suzanne B, one of the members here, which by the way, we'll figure out. Are you looking up the membership thing or?
Yeah, I'm trying to look at like, do we gift it? Does he gift it? I'm trying to figure this out. I
don't know. I'm sure we'll find it. We'll get to the bottom of it. We don't even know how to join. Like people are like, how do we become a member? Like, I don't know. Like we're on this side of it. Like we don't watch our own stream, so I don't know how you do that. I think there's like a join button. That's what we've been told. But now, Mr. Rivers, you're definitely throwing us for a loop. We'll figure it out. All right. So Suzanne needs help here. Got Murray. Okay. Arby's, H.N. Singletary, Bucky, Rashawn Brooks, CD, Harrison, Terry, Leggett, Towns, trade. Okay. Trade Harrison and Singletary for one of those running backs. And either Reed or Olave. Yes.
Yeah. I would definitely do that. I would take any of those running backs and I would take Reed or Olave.
Yes. I don't even think it matters. They're all very comparable.
Right.
I mean, I guess right now I would say I prefer Cook probably the most, but you get Cook and Reed for those two. Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Cook and Reed, Connor Reed, Brian Robinson Reed, Cook Olave. Yeah, do it.
Yes. All right. Agent 49. What about Garrett Wilson for Tyreek Hill in a 10-man league? It's 3-1.
I mean, I still prefer Tyreek Hill. You're 3-1. You can wait for Tyreek Hill. It's not like Garrett Wilson's been carrying you to 3-1.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
I would do this.
Give me Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. Look long term. That's a smart move.
Real quick, Chupapi Dave is saying they gift it. They have to put on accept gifts to get it. Okay, I don't know if that helped.
Okay, so that's good because that sounds like we don't have to do anything.
They us or they Mr. Rivers? Who's they?
I think the people who random. I think the people who might get it randomly. Okay. Well, congrats. We got membership. You get a membership. You get a membership. All right. Awesome. Let's go back to Chupapi Dave. Got a question. Walker or Achane?
You know what? I'm just gonna go Walker this week. Don't even risk it with Achane and the Dolphins. Just go with Walker.
I think you're officially good to not start any Dolphins and not feel guilty about it. Just gonna say that. Flowers or Shakir?
I still got to go Flowers.
Yeah, Shakir's been solid, but Flowers will bounce back. They didn't need to throw it last week. And then Harrison or Neighbors, assuming Neighbors clears.
If Neighbors clears, going with Neighbors.
Yes, Neighbors pretty much just must start. All right, now Juice got a question. Juice 420, our guy. Kyler, Chase Brown, Mason, Harrison, Kirk, Ingram, Wicks. Well, there's not much to change here. The only guys you could start are Jennings or Odunze or Braylon Allen. Would you go Braylon Allen over Chase Brown? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I think
Brown. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. And then we have Jay Kuma. Picked up Pittman instead of McBride. Apparently there was a rant.
Yes, because apparently in Jay's league, Pittman and McBride were dropped.
What? Trey McBride, like, oh, that guy's coming back? Forget it. Get rid of him.
Yeah. So he asked who to drop because he had Pitts, but I was like, I still think you need to get McBride. And then this is exactly what I said. Because he said, oh, Ingram was also available. And I said, this is what I would do. I would get Pittman, and I bet when you wake up tomorrow morning, which was this morning, although you didn't listen to me, Jay, because I said when you wake up tomorrow morning, I bet you Evan Ingram will still be on waiver wire, and you can drop Pitts and get Ingram. But obviously you haven't done it yet, but you're telling me that Ingram is still on the waiver wire, so why haven't you dropped? Now I'm going to rant at you, Jay. Why didn't you drop Pitts to get Ingram? Go get Ingram.
Yeah, do it now. Do it now. And look, this turns out fine. You got Pittman, and you're going to get an upgraded tight end. Yeah, drop Pitts, get Ingram. That's exactly what I would have said. Oh, man. And then next year, join an endgame league so you don't have people dropping stud players left and right. Weekly reminder, guys, after your waivers have run, go back and check to see who was dropped on the other teams. Michael Cuse again, traded. Oh, we already did this one. Sorry. Okay. Actually, see Renegade here, Renegade Envy. Is Waddle a drop?
No. Please don't be one of these people, Renegade Envy, that drops a guy. Tua, it sounds like we'll be back week 8. That's more than half of the fantasy football season that you will have Waddle with Tua. Do not drop Waddle.
No. JPC 1, 2, 3. Pick 2 for wide receiver 3 and flex. Keenan, Tank, or Leggy.
There's no way you're gonna have to run out of ways. I'm going Dell and Leggett here. Again, I'm just Keenan. Would that be? Nah. It didn't happen last week in a smash spot. Why would it happen this week? Dell's back. He's practicing. He's good. I know it's a tough matchup for Leggett, but still, he looked good last week with Dalton. No Thielen. I'm going those two.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I would go. I think Tank's the only one. Actually, I can't even say that, right? What is Tank then? I think I would go Tank first, and I don't know. Bears. Bears are really annoying. There's some teams that are like disappointing, and then some teams that are inconsistent. Some teams, like for fantasy at least, just annoying. It's like
it's Shane Waldron. You know what? I'm just convinced it's Shane Waldron.
I think it is.
I posted I think it was like Warren Sharp. He showed like JSN's like route tree last year, and then this year, and it's like last year it's like these little like nothings. Now this year it's like he's everywhere. And then he shows DJ Moore last year, it's like everywhere. And then this year it's like these little it's like he has the same JSN route tree as last year. It's just Shane Waldron. It's a terrible offense.
So annoying. All right, we'll go with the last two. We have Dragon Trudkowski. Is Ridley droppable?
In 12 team now. You got to have somebody else you could drop other than Ridley, I would think.
Yeah, I think I'm still holding here. I mean, obviously you can't use him this week, but I'm still going to keep Broadly. I think Hopkins might be droppable, but I'll keep Ridley. And then needs a tight end with Laporta on bye. Who are the best tight end options? I mean, on waiver wire, I know I mentioned, of course, Tucker Kraft was probably picked up in most leagues. I don't know if he's still out there. I did say, I know, Windsprint King, Kate Otten might be the next choice.
I think he'd be my next choice too this week.
I mean, what else is there? Some people are apparently still in on Ty Conklin. Yeah. So those would be the top. Ross Wong, how are you doing? Thank you, Ross. 3-1, 2 flex, 12 team. Lover Darnold.
Love. Going love.
Mondre Pollard, Chase Brown, Zamir Sharbs.
Well, you don't have Pollard this week. I mean, I still have trouble starting Charbonnet. I might go Ramondre and Chase Brown.
Yeah, I don't think you can start Charbonnet with Walker back now. Chase Brown at least got more involved. So him and Ramondre, and hope Ramondre actually plays like a significant amount of snaps. At wide receiver, Chase and Collins is good. Devante and Puka is not good. Who are we flexing here? Wicks. And it says 2 flex.
I mean, I assume that's Keenan Allen. This is a time where I'll say yes to Keenan Allen, I guess.
Yeah, I know Whittington did something. I don't care. Just go Keenan.
He did do something. I mean, he's not bad. He's not bad, but yeah.
Wanting to trade an elite RB to trade for, I'm assuming you mean for an elite RB. So you don't have an elite RB.
Well, yeah, it's going to be tough because what are you going to offer? You don't, I mean, you don't really want to trade Collins or Chase. I mean, maybe you could offer Devonta Smith and Pollard or something like that to get an elite RB, but you're going to, or Devonta Smith and Ramondre, but do you really want to do that?
I don't know if it's, again, it really depends. The value is all over the place. This is one, who knows, but Puka, this team, I think you might see if you can get a good, I don't know if you'll get an elite RB for Puka, but maybe Puka and Wicks, because everyone's all over Wicks now. Puka and Wicks, something like that. Yeah, I'm going to try something like that. Marcismo wants to know, because he needs help, picked up Fields. Would you start him over Purdy?
I would not. I like Purdy a lot this week. I would not. I'm not. Like, maybe he'll do it again, but let's not forget who Fields was weeks 1 through 3.
And those rushing touchdowns are really opportunistic because if you were watching, when that happened, he's looking around. Nobody's open, not surprisingly, except for George Pickens once in a while. He scrambled. The middle of the field was wide open. That doesn't happen every week. No, just go Purdy. R. Levis, trying to upgrade at running back. Here's what he's got as a Pacheco owner. Okay, is Pacheco and Johnson for Mixon a good long-term trade? Pacheco and Deontay. I mean, that's risky. Mixon might not even play this week.
Yeah.
You got Connor and Mason. At least you got two good starting running backs. Honestly, this is another team I look at. I mean, obviously, mid-season, you get Cooper Kupp, hopefully, and then Tyreek Hill is startable. If Hill and Kupp are full strength, you have really good receivers. But right now, I kind of like your running backs better than your receivers.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, Deontay and Mixon is probably comparable if Mixon is healthy, but we don't even know if Mixon is healthy. So, yeah, I feel like this is a team where in like a few weeks, this team could just start rolling. Yeah, I don't think I'd do that.
Personally, I'm okay trading Pacheco. And if you want to package Pacheco and Johnson, I don't know that you will get better. If you can get something better, like this is why I remember last week we were telling everybody buy low on Kenneth Walker. Yeah. Well, that window's closed. So I don't know. I don't know who else you could get. I mean, maybe. No, I wouldn't even do that. Like H-Chan. Some people are trying to sell Josh Jacobs for some reason. Maybe him.
Yeah, because he's been bad for 3. Well, he hasn't been bad. He just hasn't been great for 3 straight games.
Yeah. All right. Little Isaiah should be worried about Hall and Ayuk. Sell.
I'm not worried about Hall. I'm getting a little nervous for Ayuk because he's had a couple really good matchups, and even like 2 weeks ago when Juwan Jennings went off, he had a great matchup with no Debo, no Kittle. I'm getting a little. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little worried about Ayuk. I'm not worried about Hall.
Not worried about Hall. Yeah, Ayuk's the one because you have to wonder: A, did the missed training camp hurt him? B, did getting paid affect him? I don't know. But if you sell on Ayuk and he hasn't done much lately, what are you selling for? If you're selling it high, like preseason type of value, okay, that's fine. But don't sell Brees. Zachary Savoy, start 3 or 2? And then start 3 or 2 running backs?
Okay, so I'm guessing 2, 2, and a flex.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Oh, man. I think I'm going Diggs Pickens at wide receiver. This could be a big. I know it's a tough matchup for Diggs, but it's the Bills. Like, I just feel like the Texans are going to do what they can to give him a big game this week. So I'm going to go Diggs Pickens. I'm going to go Mason Connors. And then I'll flex Flowers. But if you want to shoot for that potentially, like, again, every sign is just like, there's like flashing neon lights everywhere saying Amari Cooper's going to have a big game this week. But then like the lights could burn out and nothing happens because that's kind of what's happened all year. But probably go Flowers. But if you want to risk it, if you want to gamble on that huge game, I think that's Amari.
Yeah. If it's my team, I'm going Mason Connor, Diggs, Pickens, and Amari. Remember, revenge game for Diggs and for Amari, technically.
Yeah, but didn't he have a revenge game last week too?
That was last week. Cody Greenwood, would you drop Richardson for Fields?
No, I'm holding Richardson.
No need to do this. Alexis was offered Olave for Walker. Go after Mixon instead? No, I'd much rather have Walker. But would you do this even?
So wait, you were offered Olave for Walker, so you have Hall, Brian Robinson, Walker with no other running backs on the bench?
Apparently.
I think for your team you got to hold Walker here. I mean, you got Lamb, Deontay Johnson, Garrett Wilson, Christian Kirk, Devonta Smith. Like, what? You don't need Olave. You don't even need Olave.
Right. Hold Somebody's Walker. Trying to get Walker from you is what's happening. He got offered this. They're like, hey, give me Kenneth Walker. No, you don't need a receiver. You're good at receiver. So for your team, this is a fair trade, but it doesn't make sense for your team. Will Davies, 12 team, Allen and Daniels. We still got to go Allen, right?
Yeah, probably.
Hesitation there. I think you still have to start Josh Allen, Hall, Mason, B. Rob Brown, Braylon Brooks, Harrison part 2 because he's a junior. Metcalf, B, TJ, London, Kincaid, Ingram. Okay. Yeah, start Allen over Jaden. Any trades, pickups, or no?
I mean, your team's pretty good. Hall, Mason, Brian Robinson, Harrison, Metcalf, Thomas, London, Kincaid, and Ingram. I don't think you need to do anything here. Your team's very, very good. Very good right now.
No, you're good. Start Hall and Mason, Harrison, Metcalf. You're good. All right. What about Soda Grower, 612? In full PPR, start 2, flex 1, Jefferson, Wilson, Wicks, Terry, Addison, Odunze.
I'm not benching Jefferson. All right, start 2, flex 1. Okay, Jefferson. I'm going Jefferson, Wilson, and Scary Terry.
Gotta start Jefferson. That's no doubt. I like Gary Wilson this week. I'm gonna still stick with that, and then Terry's the third. So in agreement. You should win. You've got good players. Just need some good luck. Dustin Forsberg is 2-2. Starts it here. Purdy, HN Ford, Olave, Cooper, Lamb, Ferguson, and then bench. Looks fine.
Yeah, I can't start Moss over HN. Not this week.
Yeah.
Can I start Moss over Ford? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe Moss over Ford.
The Bengals. Wait, who the
Ravens? Ravens. Not a good matchup against the Ravens. Ford gets Commanders. It's a good matchup, and like Chubb probably isn't even going to play this week.
No.
I'm not treating Ford any differently than I did like last week, but it is a good matchup. So I don't know. Maybe Ford's okay, but that's it. That's the only one I would probably debate is if I'm going Ford or Moss.
Right. I think you're pretty much good as you are, Dustin. All right, Willie Bones.
No.
No. I can't be this
low on HN. No.
I know I said like you don't have to start Dolphins, but I'm not starting Kareem Hunt over him. So sorry. Sir Boomer, what is up? I put Love out there. Okay. For a top 30 running back? I mean, there's not 30 running backs, I don't think. You can at least narrow it down to top 20, I would think.
Yeah, top 20. But, I mean, if nobody in your league needs a QB, then, yeah, what can you do?
But you never know. Also, look, if something doesn't go down this week, so you never know when a quarterback gets hurt, right? It was Love in week 1. Somebody else might need a quarterback this next week that didn't right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's okay if you remain patient here. Apex Predator, 12 team, 2-2. Here's the squad. Any trade suggestions?
You got Bijan, JT, and Kyron. Nice. And you even got Sermon just in case JT's out. Although, let's not act like Sermon is going to be JT 2.0.
Right. You definitely get it running back. Yeah, I mean, the receivers are good, but obviously Ayuk hasn't been good, and Tyreek, you still have to wait a little bit. Upgrade at receiver somehow. I mean, are you trading Ayuk?
That's what I was thinking, but what are you going to do? Like, I mean, you got Deontay and Reed. They can actually carry you for right now. And, like, if Ayuk is your wide receiver 3, like, I'm fine with Ayuk as my wide receiver 3. Like, not everybody on your team is going to go off every week. Right? Like, if Deontay and Reed have big games, it's okay if Ayuk doesn't. You can still win your matchup.
Yeah. I think the only thing I might consider, and I'm not saying you should because I don't know the answer to this, is if you think Ayuk isn't really going to come through this year at all, if you want to do kind of what's a lateral, might be considered a lateral swap, like trade Ayuk for, like, I don't know, who's somebody you could get for Ayuk right now that you think might actually just do better rest of the season, like a Terry McLaurin, or I don't know.
Yeah, maybe Terry. Terry's a good one. Maybe Pickens. Maybe Devonta Smith if you're okay with that on this week. Maybe Drake London.
You know what? I like that. I like that Devontae Smith one. I would do that. I would go Ayuk for Devontae Smith. All right. But otherwise, you're good. Steven Richards. All right. Well, you're welcome in advance. Appreciate you. He wants to know which side we prefer here. Waddle Walker or, this Dynasty. Wilson, Kincaid, Javonte, and a third.
All right. The third doesn't really do much for me.
No. And in Dynasty, Javonte really doesn't do much for me either. I think this look at the major pieces here. Waddle and Walker. So Waddle, Garrett Wilson, both comparable.
Yeah, I think I gotta go to the Waddle Walker side. I mean, Kincaid, like if it's tight end premium, maybe the Wilson Kincaid side, but if it's a regular, just like a PPR or half PPR league, give me Waddle and Walker. Waddle's still a very young wide receiver. Walker's still a young running back. Yeah, I'll take Waddle and Walker here.
Yeah, this is one of those trades. I feel like the other side here is just kind of like padding some meaningless stuff to add on to make it look like sweeten the deal. Oh, I'll throw in a draft pick and you get Javonte. Like that third round pick is whatever. Just forget it. Javonte right now, I mean, come on, in Dynasty. And then a tight end, nah, Waddle Walker, that side wins. All right, Doug Fenton basically is asking, can you drop Mostert to pick up a tight end in Kraft?
Yeah, I think Mostert is definitely droppable.
Yes. Brother Pickle, welcome. Bucky, Rashad, or Chase Brown?
Which Tampa Bay running back? I mean, I think I have to give the edge to Bucky right now. He got the goal line. He basically got like the same amount of touches, but he got the goal line work, and that's valuable. So I guess Bucky. I guess go with Bucky.
And I know Rashad White's still catching more passes, but it did show that it's trending down. His route participation is trending the wrong way for him. So I think you got to go Bucky over Rashad at this point. And yeah, I think you go Bucky because Chase Brown's not an ideal matchup. All right, what's up, Robert? Robert Mitchell back with us again. Thank you for hanging out and waiting, which, by the way, everyone who's super chatted in the past hour, stay with us. We're still catching up. We just got a lot of questions because it's midweek and you have a lot of questions, which actually, sorry, Robert, I'm going to make you wait like 5 more seconds. This is a good time to remind you, if you do have questions still either afterwards or you didn't get your super chat in time because we're not going to stay on forever, or whatever reason it is, you want to try something offline, we have an app. It's called Draft Lane. So Draft Lane is an app you can use. Download it right now for free on your phone, the App Store, the Play Store, and you can still ask. Starts at waiver wire trade questions anytime, not just when we're online here. So don't forget, if you haven't tried Draft Lane, it's a good time to download it because it's free. All right, well, let's do Robert's question. Hurts is out using Fields and Purdy in the flex. Okay. Olave, AJ Brown is on bye. Kirk trying to get Wicks, Downs, Hunt, and Leggett, which is worth a waiver pick. Dobbins is on the bench. Jacobs and Kyron are my starters. So he's asking who to pick up on waivers is what I'm thinking out of those guys.
I think I rank Downs, Wicks, Leggett, Hunt. The only reason why I have Downs first is because we know his role is secure all season long. They're already saying Christian Watson might not miss much time with this ankle injury, which, okay, it's Christian Watson. He'll probably come back and get hurt again.
Yeah.
But it's not like Wicks is locked into that role all season. And again, Leggett, remember, Thielen is going to be back. So I'm going to go Downs, Wicks, Leggett, Hunt would be my order.
I mean, if you're needing somebody for this week, because obviously no AJB again, if you're needing to stream one, like to flex, it's between Wicks or Downs. I think I give a slight edge to Wicks this week based on matchup because it's the Rams. But if you have to settle for Downs, I think that's fine. The only reason I can't for sure say Downs, we don't know who the quarterback's going to be yet. So I think they're both good choices there. I wouldn't go out of my way to trip over myself to pick up Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt's going for 2 touchdowns this week. He's going to 30 yards and 2 touchdowns this weekend.
Maybe we're just too down on Kareem Hunt resurgence. 3-1, 12-man standard. Needs a running back. Gibson, Emmanuel Wilson, Akers, CEH? Question mark.
CEH is getting some steam because they opened up his practice window. So apparently he's back, or at least he's close to being back. If they really do say Gibson's the starter, I think you got to go with Gibson. If not, probably Emmanuel Wilson.
Yeah, I think Gibson makes sense here. And then traded JMO for Ayuk.
I like it. That's fine. I think that's a good buy low.
Yeah, you didn't trade a stud receiver to get him. I think that's fine here. All right. And then Jin Rail traded Love and Leggett for London.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume Love is like your QB2. You have a better QB than Love. Yeah, good deal. I like London. I don't think people realize London had 12 targets last week. He's got I think the last 2 games he has the highest first read percentage of any wide receiver. He's got like the 4th highest target share. Like, it's gonna start happening for London here. It's gonna start happening.
Yeah, no, definitely shouldn't worry too much about London. I think this is a good deal, assuming you still have a good quarterback, which, again, going to assume that you do, or otherwise you would have done this deal. Lex Dad was offered Tyreek and Worthy for Godwin.
I think I just go with Godwin here. This might be one of those deals that like you regret later on, but Godwin's been so good. I don't have to worry about Tua. I don't have to worry about Tua getting concussed again at some point. I don't have to worry about it. Worthy, like maybe it happens. I don't know. I think maybe I'm too high on Godwin, but I think I just go Godwin here.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. We know Tua's coming back and Tyreek Hill for the rest of the season. think I might take that because you at least have Worthy, who sure is going to be up and down. He's startable. I think I might take the chance here on Tyreek. All right, and then thoughts. 12 team flex. Killer Rashid Shaheed, I guess.
I'm just gonna flex Rashid Shaheed. 11 targets, 8 catches last week. Just give me Shaheed. Just give me Shaheed.
For now, go Shaheed. And then needs 2 between, I don't know if this is different. Hill, Shakir, or Shaheed. Is it Shakir and Shaheed?
Yep, it's not Tyreek, sadly. It's just not. It's not. I mean, what are the Dolphins going to do at this point? Snoop Huntley wasn't the answer. Like, what are they going to do?
He was not the answer. Shockingly, he was not the answer. Yeah, you can bench Tyreek Hill. I still might trade for him, though. The buy low window might even get bigger after this week. Charles Deziel, thank you. Drop a super chat. If we see a question, we'll put it up. But let's go to Bucky Dent. 8 team has Breece Cook, JT, Evans, Metcalf. Wondering if you should flip JT for a stud receiver because he's got 3 good running backs. If you get Jefferson.
I mean, if you can get Nico or Jefferson, sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I would do it for Jefferson. Yeah. All right. Rise. What's up, Rise? All right. If Anthony Richardson's floating out there on waivers, do you add him?
Yes, definitely. Look, I know it's very small sample size alert here, but he only played less than 2 drives because he got hurt on one of the drives. He already had 24 rushing yards, which that's the thing I really wanted to see, and over 70 passing yards. And that was against the Steelers. It wasn't like he was playing. He didn't get to play the Colts because he's on the Colts. He doesn't get to play the Colts. So, look, I know like he could have been terrible the rest of the game, but the signs were there. Like 24 rushing yards in 2 series. Yes, grab it. The upside for Anthony Richardson is still top 5 QB.
And like you said, small sample. This season is still not a big sample for him. He basically played 3 games. There's a lot of players, like, sure, you can be disappointed. You can bench them, but you don't have to drop them. And so if somebody else did, look what happened. Christian Kirk was dropped in. I remember one night, like we were doing this midweek stream, and I looked it up. Like 16,000 teams had dropped Christian Kirk that day, just that day. So I don't even know how much it was throughout the entire week. People have dropped Michael Pittman. People dropped all sorts of. Like somebody dropped Sam Laporta today for who knows what reason. It's like you can't just drop and give up on these players, you know. I mean, you can, and then let somebody else benefit. Frankie Knuckles, Baker, AR, Sun God, Thomas, Tank, Mason, Stevenson, Najee, Kincaid, Deontay, trade advice.
I don't really see a lot here. I mean, I got to assume you have more. Is this your entire roster? It's a very, very shallow roster if it is. I mean, you don't really want to trade Sun God. Look, if Najee's really getting benched, I mean, if Stevenson's really getting benched, you're very light at running back, but you're also not very deep at wide receiver. I mean, Sun God, Brian Thomas, Dell, Deontay. That's it. You just have these 4 wide receivers. That's it.
I wonder if this team has players on IR like a Puka CMC or something. I hope so. I could see why you're 1-3 as well because, yeah, hurting. You're lucky you got Jordan Mason.
Yeah, I would say if you do have those players on IR, like if you have a Puka, a CMC, maybe now is the time to trade them and get a 2-for-1. So get 2. Obviously, you're not going to get 2 studs back. But again, like I've been saying, I mean, Puka's value is taking a hit because people haven't heard from Puka forever. But CMC still has a ton of value. Like if you can get a wide receiver like a Garrett Wilson, a Drake London, a Devonta Smith, somebody like that, plus a solid running back, might be the time to do it. If you have CMC, I don't know if you do. Yeah,
this team, you don't really have a lot of sell highs or great trade chips. So hopefully you have someone on IR you can. You're just going to have to try to buy low. All right, here's Charles Deziel. Traded Kirk and Keenan for Zay.
I think it's fine. I probably still prefer Zay to Kirk. It's close. Keenan, we'll see. I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. Eddie J, I wish I could give more feedback. I just can't. JT out. Trade Pittman for Hunt or Mostert.
No, please don't. This is
Uh,
this is only one notch up from just flat out dropping Pittman. Like only one notch up from flat out dropping him. Like no.
exactly. Really, we just told somebody else you can drop Mostert. You should not be trading for Mostert. Like honestly, just pick up Antonio Gibson or Emmanuel Wilson. I mean, look, it's 1 week.
It's 1 week. I mean, we can barely feel good about Achane. How are we going to start Mostert?
Yeah, don't do this, Eddie. Oscar P. Godwin, London, Harrison, Neighbors. Should I sit Neighbors?
Only if he's out. Only if he's out.
Right.
If Neighbors plays, I think I'm. Well, see, here's the problem. Well, here's the problem. London plays Thursday, so you probably got to play London just in case. I'm assuming you need 3 of these. And then if Neighbors plays, I'll just sit Marvin Harrison. It's fine.
Yeah. So look, you might have to sit Neighbors, but keep an eye on. Don't sit him if he's playing. Okay, so we're still getting to super chats, but this just noticed this, so I'm going to stop. Put one on the map. This is definitely our first one we know of from Tonga.
Wow, nice.
Jason Tulua, salutations. All right, thanks for joining us. We really do need to get a map. And then, of course, we well known in Canada from WGF here, Whiskey Tank Foxtrot. Thank you. All right, but let's get to Francisco Nava. Thank you, Francisco. Welcome back. 12-man PPR being offered Monty and Zay for Gibbs. Ooh, that's tempting. But is it enough? Oh, you know what? For this roster, it might be you need a receiver. I mean, you definitely need receiver help here.
Yeah, you got Ayuk, Tutu, Rice, Dobbs. I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do this move. But for your roster, yeah, you might have to.
Really don't want to be listing Tutu Atwell as your number 2 receiver.
No.
I mean, you probably aren't getting Rice back. Cup, yeah, but how long, if at all? So I think you need to do this.
Yep.
All right, Leo Hilo, what's up? We did talk about this at the very beginning, trading to get Adams. It's pretty much a no, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, if somebody wants to give him up for very little, sure, but yeah. I'm not going to go like buy high on Devante Adams because I hope he gets traded to the Chiefs, which is really, that's probably the only spot where I would be like, oh, okay. Right. That is significantly better for Devante Adams. Like anywhere else, I'm going to be like, I don't think it's better.
Exactly.
I saw somebody else. I saw other people in the chat say Lions. Like, do you forget that they have a Monreal St. Brown, Sam Laporta, and Jamison Williams? Like, where does Adams fit in this?
Yeah, I don't see the Lions be like, man, you know what we really need? We need another receiver. Like that's no. They scored how many points on Monday night? Like 42. Yeah. How would you rate a trade Pickens for Braylon Allen and Ridley?
I would rate that terrible for whatever side is getting Braylon Allen and Ridley.
Yeah, give me Pickens. All right, Graham McLaren in a 10-teamer. What's a fair trade to get Adams if you are getting Adams?
Again, well, what's fair? What's fair is probably Etienne. Probably fair.
Yeah. I think that's pretty fair.
Again, you're taking on a lot of risk here. You're taking on a lot of risk. Not only are you risking the fact that he might not play until early November, like if the trade, because remember, there's no pressure on the Raiders to make a deal right now. There's no pressure on the Raiders. Like they want picks, which essentially means like they're not trying to get somebody right now that can help them win. They're getting picks for next year. So there's no pressure on the Raiders to make a trade right now. They could sit back and be like, nope, I don't like that deal. we'll keep waiting. And Adams, you can keep, saying your hamstring hurts, whatever. And so you might not have Adams until the second week of November, really, because if he gets traded the first week of November, he's not playing. He's not going to, get traded on November 5th and then play. So you might not even have him until the second week of November. And then you have to bank on the fact that he went somewhere really good, which really, how many options are there that are really good?
Oh, and rumor, of course, which may have zero legs to it, but the Steelers, of course, they do need a receiver. They could use one,
Sure.
But is that really? Oh, well, now he's in Pittsburgh with Justin Fields and Arthur Smith. Like, forget it. No, so just don't trade for Adams. Anthony Fusaro, trade B-Rob and Hawk for McBride and Ford.
You know what? I'm just going to take B-Rob and Hawk here, not because I'm like all excited. Okay, they're going to open his practice window Friday when they're in London, but that's still, again, probably not till week 7, week 8, till he's even potentially playing. And even then, they're going to ease him in. They're going to slow play him. But I just want Brian Robinson. And I'll just figure it out at tight end. You say you have Ingram? Yeah, I'll take the Brian Robinson Hawkinson side and just roll with Ingram and get Brian Robinson.
Yeah, he's saying you got Saquon and Henry, so you're good. My other 10 is Ingram. Ingram's totally startable. If you're saying to get McBride, don't do this because you have Ingram probably coming back this week. So, you're good. Beast. Bigsby, Lockett, Lazard, Watson, drop one. Drop Lazard because they're going to trade for Devante Adams.
I mean, yeah, I probably drop Lazard. I mean, I'm guessing if you drop Watson, no one's going to pick him up. But I mean, I don't need Lazard. Probably drop Lazard.
Yeah, you're not going to start Lazard, so just drop Lazard. And then Dynasty 39, pick 2 with half point per rush attempt. Okay, Pittman, Wicks, Dowdle, or Ferguson.
So half a point per rush attempt. So if they get 15 rush attempts, that's like 7.5 points. That's pretty significant.
Yeah, I was gonna say what did Rico have last? It was 14, right? Like 14 for 50, I think. So that's like 7 points, like you said. That's something
significant. He had 11, so that's like 5 points.
Okay.
Still though, that's almost a touchdown. It's like a free touchdown.
Well, that's true. Pitts and Dowdle, maybe.
You mean Pittman and Dowdle?
Pittman and Dowdle, not Pitts.
Yeah, I might go Pittman. I might go Pittman and Dowdle. Although, I mean, Wicks might still have more upside than Dowdle, even with those 5 free points.
Yeah, it's not Ferguson. I think Pittman I feel pretty good about this week.
Yeah.
So Wicks or Dowdle. Wicks for upside, Dowdle for floor.
Yeah, I mean, Dowdle should give you a nice floor because, again, he basically is going to get you like 5 to 7 points just for playing.
All right. Well, there you go. And then Jacob, LA20, PPR. Smith, Henry, Mason, JJ, Debo, Command, Jigba. Who should be flex? JSN, Etienne, Hunt, or Higgins?
It's full PPR. I'm going back to the well with Higgins. He was better last week. He still wasn't great. But his usage has been really good so far. He's one of the leaders in terms of expected points, like differential between expected points and actual points. I mean, he's got 35 expected fantasy points in the 2 games he's played. That's like 18 points a game. Like, and he's got a good matchup this week going against the Ravens secondary. I think I'm gonna go T.
I think I'm gonna have to go T here. I really want to be in on JSN, and I feel like it's going to be a week where he has a big week. But I talk about the Bears being the most annoying team. I feel like JSN is becoming my most annoying player because I can't really ever be fully in or out on him. Like, hey, he can't blame Shane Waldron anymore this year, right? He's gone, right? So it's all on you. His separation score is not that good. We'll see. I'll just go T. Higgins here. Luis Carrizales, 10-man league, stacked this week. All right. So Hall, Connor, Hubbard, Etienne, Stevenson.
I guess Hall and Connor.
Yeah, not Etienne or Stevenson for sure. Man, two of those first three, I guess Hall and Connor. Neighbors, CeeDee Lamb, Deontay, Reed, Pittman, Addison.
You are stacked. I mean, you got to start CeeDee. You got to start Neighbors if he plays. Deontay's a great start. Reed's a great start. Pittman's a great start. Even Addison is a good start. Like, yeah, you're stacked. Definitely stacked.
Well, I think CeeDee Lamb has to be your first choice. If Neighbors plays, he's your second. If he doesn't, then you can scratch him off the list. Who would be your next choice, Deontay or Reed? That's the question.
I think Deontay would be my next choice with Reed after.
There you go. So we'll see. You're good, Luis. Good luck. Adam, in a 10-man league also, 3 receivers. Got Geno, Walker, Evans, Pickens, G. Will, Ingram, Chuba on the bench. I love the am I cooked? You're not cooked. Tyreek Hill can be on your bench.
Yeah, I mean, you got Kenneth Walker, you got Evans. You hopefully got Ingram coming back. You got Chuba. I don't think you're cooked. I just wonder if maybe last week you probably started Tyreek Hill. Or you started Garrett Wilson and he was terrible. I mean, Garrett Wilson wasn't terrible. He was okay. But, man, you had Evans. How did you win last week? I'm curious if you won last week. Geno had a big game. Walker had a big game. Evans had a big game. Pickens had a big game. Chuba had a big game. Okay, Bowers had not a big game, but his tight end, like, you had to have won last week, right? You're definitely not cooked.
No, you're good. Especially if Ingram comes back. Yeah, I think you're fine. All right, let's go to Beast again. Which we already did this. Okay, so yeah. Algier, I think he clarified because the first was just but it's Algier.
I still don't want to drop Algier. He's still like a premium handcuff. I mean, Lazard, like, yeah, I can drop Lazard still.
Right. I think still drop Lazard. Elmer Sanchez, what's up? Full PPR, start 1, 2, 2 in the flex. T-Law or Darnold?
Gonna shock the world and go T-Law here. He gets the Colts.
Does get the Colts. And in this case, I might go Darnold because now I can say I've gone Darnold in a tough choice. I still just don't trust T-Law and the Jags. But it's close. It's a toss-up there. All right, so we need 2 receivers between DK, Higgins, BTJ, Kirk, and Tyreek Hill.
Got to start DK. We're going to go 2 wide receivers. Well, okay, 2 wide receivers. I think he's going to be DK and I guess Kirk, but I really want to play Brian Thomas Jr. too. But we might flex one. I might go DK, Kirk. I might go both Jaguars, honestly. Just go full Jags this week. T-Law, Kirk, BTJ, let's go. Let's go.
I am definitely not going full Jags this week. I think you can do part Jags. I like Kirk. DK, I think DK Higgins, Kirk makes sense. Kamara and Mason is easy. McBride or Parkinson. McBride plays, it's McBride.
Yeah, definitely McBride.
All right. Lex Dad, is Mostert droppable?
Yes.
Mostert.
Even if Mostert's back this week, you really want to start Mostert?
Achane has the backfield all to himself, and he's barely startable. Muth or Ingram?
I still got to go Ingram if he plays.
Okay. Let's get to Blair Davis. Welcome back, Blair. Trade Moss, Worthy, and Geno for Aaron Jones?
Yeah, I think I just take Aaron Jones here. I'm assuming Geno's like your bench QB. So it's kind of like Moss and Worthy for Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones looks great. Give me Aaron Jones.
That's fine. I think that's fine. All right, Fiji. What about Muth or Kraft?
I mean, I know Muth scored last week, but again, are we just going to chase that? He randomly scored again against Colts. Let's go Kraft against the Rams.
Yeah, let's go Kraft because At least got some upside in that offense that passes the ball much more. Marco Nava, Murray or Baker? I feel like we did this one also already, Marco.
Yeah, I'm still going Murray.
Murray, and then Shakira. Don't get excited. Mooney or Xavier, too legit.
Wow. Okay. How long ago did you think of that? And we're just saving it up.
I did not. All right, I'm gonna give credit to this one. I saw it and I was like, I have to use this. This is Jai Turned Up. Jai Turned Up. Too legit. I love that. No, that's officially his name forever. Too legit.
Okay, I like that. Well, I mean, if it's Shakira, you gotta go Shakira. If it's Shakir, I'm still going Shakir.
Yes. All right, D-Ton 8. What's up? 10-teamer. 1-1-1, 2 flex, B-Rob, Chuba, London, Reed, Johnson, Judy, Sutton, Ingram, Muth. Already got those guys locked in, as you should.
All right, so one running back will be, oh man, I guess I got to go Chuba at this point over Brian Robinson. That's painful. Although there's 2 flexes, so maybe we'll play Brian Robinson. Wide receiver, I'm going to go London. Is this PPR? You got London, Reed, and Deontay Johnson. All right, I'm going to go Chuba, London, Reed, Deontay Johnson. If you don't want to be all in on the Panthers, I could go Chuba, London, Reed, and Brian Robinson as well.
Yeah, these are some tough choices, I think, here. But again, we just talked about tight end Ingram. If he plays, just play Ingram. I like Judy this week, but I'm not starting him over these guys. I like Reed probably the best at receiver. And I like Deontay too. So I'm going to start Deontay and then London at the flex. Chuba B-Rob, that's really the tough one. Chuba B-Rob. I think I'll go Chuba. I'm okay going 2 Panthers as well. All right, so this is AV with caps. Basically saying, yeah, Gibson might start. Picked up Gibson, that's fine. So would you go Gibson over Chase Brown for a buy?
I mean, yeah, if Gibson's starting, I mean, I don't think if Gibson starts, it means Gibson's getting all the touches here.
Right. But he could be startable in a bye week. I mean, it's Gibson or Chase Brown, basically. It's kind of...
Yeah, I mean, I probably would go Gibson because, again, it's the Dolphins, and they haven't been very good against the run. We just saw Pollard and Spears have nice running games against them. I probably would go Gibson here.
Yeah, I think Gibson because not so much because of the whole benching thing, but because it's the matchup. And then Brian Colorado, trade Geno or Fields, Kirk Sutton for Evans.
So one of those QBs, Christian Kirk and Sutton. Again, I will do this because I'm going to assume you picked up Geno. I mean, I don't know. You probably have both these quarterbacks. I mean, whatever. Trade one of them, roll with the other one. Sutton is fine. Kirk, fine. But you're getting Evans. Give me Evans.
Yes. This feels like, again, it's the 3-guy platter to get our stud receiver. Take the stud receiver. Renzo Lamella. Hey, Chase Brown or Justice Hill?
I think I got to go Chase Brown. I think he just has way more upside. And look, he got heavily involved last week. Now, it was the Panthers, and they were able to run the ball. But I still think this is the guy that, like, he can house call any play. So I'm going to go Chase Brown.
Yeah, Justice Hill is just way too game script dependent. You know, either they're way behind or way ahead. I don't think it'll be the case this week. So go Chase Brown. Frank Kitugwa. PPR, 2 receivers in a flex. Deontay, Olave, Christian Kirk, CeeDee Lamb, Drake London, Devontae Wicks, Dontavian Wicks. Sorry, I always do that.
I thought this was going to be easy, and then all of a sudden CeeDee Lamb and Drake London popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, CeeDee Lamb is like at the end here.
I'm going to go Deontay, Olave, and CeeDee. But man, Kirk and London, tough to bench those guys, but I'm going to go Deontay, Olave, and CeeDee.
There you go. And have Walker and Connor and 4-0. So no worries here. All right. There you go. Which, by the way, people Yes, I agree. JR. Teamwork does make the stream work. That's very nice. If you have not gotten your super chat answered, it's not because you've been ignored. It's because we have a lot of super chats. And so we're trying to give everyone their due time. We're still playing catch up. So if you did super chat in the past hour, don't worry. You haven't been skipped. We're just getting there. So hang tight. You can keep dropping your questions. So we'll get to them. Let's see. JR has got the membership, though. Yeah, I think that looks good. Starting lineup, no questions here.
No question for me. I mean, I don't see any other options, but that looks like a good starting lineup to me.
There you go. All right. Thanks just for being here, JR. Max, Leitner, Wicks, BTJ, or Devante?
I'm going BTJ. I like him this week. I think he could have a really big game.
Yeah. So Wicks is startable, but I'm not going to put him over BTJ either. Other league, pick one running back and one flex. Wicks, Tyreek, 2 legit, and Chase Brown and Ramondre.
Let's see what we hear about Ramondre. I mean, if Jared Mayo backtracks a little bit and says, "No, Ramondre's still our guy," then go with Ramondre. But if it sounds like maybe he is kind of getting benched, then maybe just go Chase Brown at running back. You know what? I might just flex Wicks this week against the Rams. That's how low I am on Tyreek. Give me Wicks.
That's sadly how I feel too. He did nothing last week. Hams, Sermon, if JT sits, I mean, if JT is completely out, I think you have to go Sermon, right? No?
I mean, how many times are we going to fall into this trap?
The Trey Sermon trap? Oh, I'm like the originator of the Trey Sermon trap. I drafted Trey Sermon way too much when he was a rookie. He's just a late bloomer.
I mean, he does have a great matchup, but man, I mean, it's Trey Sermon. I guess Trey Sermon. It's either him or Bucky. But you're not going to know if JT sits by Thursday probably. So, and Bucky plays Thursday. So yeah, I'd play Sermon over Braylon Allen. That's for sure. So yeah, I guess Sermon.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, Jose Garcia. Would you go Caleb Williams or Kirk Cousins?
Give me Cousins. Like, again, we fell for Caleb Williams after he lit up the Colts. Just give me Cousins.
Yeah, I'll go Cousins. I said he's probably my second favorite streaming quarterback this week. Pick 3, Jason, Deontay Flowers, Wilson, Collins. This is non-PPR, though.
You got to start Collins.
Yes.
I think you got to start Garrett Wilson this week. And then I still start Deontay Johnson. It's not like Deontay Johnson doesn't get yards.
Right. I will say it's the last. Well, not the last 3. Collins, Wilson, Deontay. Yes. Chris Laborde, what is up? He's on the fence about a trade with Mason and Harrison for Brees and Devante. If I were you, I would absolutely take the Brees and Devante side. That's like that.
That's what I said. That's what I said. And I knew you would say that too, because
I'm taking it.
Brees and Devonta?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure what you're on the fence about here because I don't know. I know a lot of people are down. But this is why we say look, I don't have too much time for this. A good, really, really good receiver like Devontae Smith. He misses 1 week because of a concussion. And then, it's his bye week. Everybody has a bye week, so forget that, right? Okay, I don't get him this week. All of a sudden, he's a buy low. It's like, come on. You have to take advantage of that. Brees Hall, it's all just people being worried and nervous. Oh, no, and Braylon Allen. Like, come on. Brees Hall and Devontae clearly wins. All right, Bobby Bobinski. London Downs or Wandale?
I mean, no offense, Bobby, but London is like 2, maybe 3 tiers above these guys. Go London.
Yes, it's easily London here. Those guys are flex worthy. London is more than flex worthy. He's like a wide receiver 2 at least. JR Fuentes. Okay, got a question here. Do I keep the starters though? So here's his bench: Hunt, Bucky,
maybe
Xavier, Purdy, Wandale, Wicks. Oh, wait a minute.
He does have Tyreek Hill in the lineup.
Tyreek Hill, get him out. Tyreek Hill, get him out. But for who?
Yeah, I just put Wicks in over Tyreek. It's PPR, put Wicks in.
It's exactly what I was hoping we would be saying by week 5 of the season.
Jeez.
Okay, Ryan's got another one. Ryan Darwin. Flowers, Shaheed, Downs, Dell. 2 receivers.
Flowers, and I think I just go for Shaheed. Honestly, I like that involvement last week. It wasn't just, all or nothing, boom or bust. 11 targets. Let's go Flowers, Shaheed.
Yeah, I was thinking the first 2 as well. Dell is back probably, but not a great matchup for him. We're really only in on Diggs because it's a lower revenge thing. So mostly. But yeah, I'll go the first 2 as well. All right, Mario Vences wondering, would you go Akers or Sermon if both Mixon and JT are out?
No, I'm not. Again, maybe Sermon could be a trap, but we already know Akers is a trap. We've already been trapped by Akers. Why are we going to fall into that trap again? Go Sermon.
These are my 2 biggest traps of the last 5 years, I'd say, these 2 guys. So, and you know this, right? You know those 2 names. Let's go Sermon. Starting Achane, over Akers, yeah. What about over Sermon?
Yeah, I'm still going Achane over Sermon, yes.
Yeah, I think so. And this week, got Liggett, Robinson, or Dell.
Is that DeMarcus Robinson?
Well, DeMarcus Robinson has definitely been a trap.
I'd probably just go Dell here. Hope for a big play.
Yeah.
It's okay, but it's a tough matchup.
We have 5 questions in one here. Okay. Trade Metcalf for St. Brown.
Yeah, I still want St. Brown.
Yes, St. Brown, barely. Rest of the season, Spears, Rico, or Braylon now?
I don't know. Maybe Braylon Allen. Spears got a little more involved before the bye here. Maybe he gets more involved out of the bye.
I think there's most upside. It's not Spears. Look, even if Rico is okay, he's going to get 100% of the carries in that Dallas offense. When's the last time they were actually able to run the ball efficiently, consistently? Let's go Allen. All right, George Velasquez, Dalton or Darnold?
I think I'm going Darnold now. I'll go Darnold on this one. Dalton also in a tough spot this week, so let's go Darnold.
Yeah, I'm not feeling Darnold as much, so I'll go Darnold for sure. Alex Bellevue, should I trade Olave for James Conner in a non-PPR league?
No, I think in non-PPR you got to prefer Conner. Got to prefer the running back.
Right. Well, I think he's getting Conner because he's saying for Conner, and he's also saying Gibbs is out, JT might be out.
That doesn't matter to me. I just think the running back is more valuable in non-PPR than Olave.
All right. So if you're getting Conner, get Conner. All right. I agree. And then we have Oscar A. Fields or Dak, and why?
Well, we talked about Fields a lot. It's Dak. I have trouble ever really benching Dak. Again, I'm not fully bought in on Fields because he did great against the Colts. We'll see. Maybe after this week, I got to change my tune, but I'm still going Dak.
Going Dak. They throw the ball a fair amount. It's not a great matchup, but they'll still throw the ball a fair amount because, as we just talked about, they're not really good at running the ball. Their defense hasn't really been great this year, so just go with Dak. Without rushing touchdowns, Fields is going to disappoint you. All right, EC, Devante and Achane for St. Brown and Ford. That's interesting. Devante Adams, of course.
Yeah. I think here I might have to go Adams and Achane. Because Ford, to me, just feels like a little throw-in. And Tua will be back, Achane. And if he does, when Tua's back, I mean, let's not forget, Achane was an absolute monster before Tua got hurt. I think I take the Adams Achane side here.
So I'm surprised. I thought you might go the St. Brown side. Because generally you're higher on Ford and lower on Devante. I'm going to go the Devante Achane side.
Yeah, but I do have to accept that, like, even though I don't think Chubb will be anything close to what he was, he's probably going to have a role in this offense, and that's going to hurt Ford.
Right. I think this is a time to trade away Ford, not trade for Ford. So I think the Devante Achane side wins here. You see? Jacob LA20 again. Trade. It's an interesting one. St. Brown and Etienne for Kamara and Wilson. Garrett Wilson. PPR.
I think I got to take Kamara and Garrett Wilson here. I keep saying no to St. Brown, but I mean, Garrett Wilson definitely over Etienne for me. And look, the way Kamara's being used and he's playing, let's take Kamara and Garrett Wilson.
Yeah. I think this is a good time to trade away Etienne if you can get something for him. I would take the Kamara Wilson side as well. Freddie the Gun Sanchez. All right. Who to flex? Rachaad White, Braylon Allen, Trey Sermon, Tutu, Downs, or Lazard.
I might go Downs here. Might go Downs, actually. Assuming PPR doesn't say, but I'll go Downs.
Yeah, it doesn't say. Probably go Downs as well. Okay, so let's get this on here. We've been talking Dolphins. Boomer, being a Dolphins fan, by the way, a fellow commiserating Dolphins fan. Hot take. What do you think about this? How hot is this? Since Snoop was just off the street, this week we're going to see more chemistry than Hill and Waddle are sneaky good plays.
I mean, look, they always have the potential. You never know, but yeah, let me see it. Let me see it.
It's possible. It's possible. It depends how deep you have to get. Andres Huerta, thoughts? 10-team PPR. Here is the team. There is the bench. Interesting. I don't think I would. Well, hold on. Before I say that, let me see the squad. Richardson, is that Anthony Richardson? Probably.
Yeah, I'm assuming so.
Stevenson. Yeah, I mean, I guess the only playable bench player really here might be Waddle, and he's barely playable. So,
yeah,
already playing Hill.
Yeah, I can't start like one. I don't think I can start Wandale over Hill.
Right.
I'm not that low on Hill. I know Wandale just had a big game, but that, come on, I'm not chasing that. Yeah, then go with what you got. Let's hope Sir Boomer is right. This is the week.
Yeah, look, Andres, this is going to be a rough week for you, not going to lie, but you'll get A.J. Brown back. Hopefully, Laporta will be off of his bye. Stevenson, hopefully, is better. The Dolphins eventually. So, just got to stay patient sometimes, which is a good time to remind y'all. If you super chatted, don't worry. We're going to get to it. Eddie Cervantes, what's up? Got offered HN for B-Rob and Jennings.
I mean, again, I know Brian Robinson's been good, but I think you got to take HN here. Like Jennings, again, just kind of a throw-in. I got to gamble. I got to gamble on the HN we saw. You know, those first 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. Yeah, I would take the HN side. Cody Greenwood, by the way, remember that confusing tight end questions. My tight end question was for the rest of the season. So, like, I guess to rank them.
I'd probably go Laporta, Kelsey, Kincaid.
Yeah, that makes Makes sense. All right. What about big dog pound? Start one
What's
receiver
up?
and a flex. And flex 2. All right. Pittman, Deontay, Terry, Cook, Ford.
He's been trained by Keith
Yes.
to put the
Move this.
matchups in there. Deontay, Terry, and James Cook are going to be my picks. But I will say, if it's Flacco this week, I might go Pittman over Deontay or Terry, but only if it's Flacco.
Yeah. Man, this is full PPR. Wait, so we need a receiver and
2 flex.
Flex 2? 2 flexes? So we're going the first 3? Is that what you said? The first 3 receivers?
No, I went
Cook.
Deontay, Terry, and James Cook, but I did say if Flacco plays, I might put Pittman in over one of the receivers.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like Pittman either way. I did say I like Cook because obviously I put him on the boom. So,
I mean, I like Pittman too.
I think
They're all good choices, honestly.
All right, let's do Brother Pickle again. 2 and 2 was offered Fab. Devante Adams. This is already a shady deal for Nico. Come on.
If you ever get a trade request with Fab, you just know it's going to be like a bad trade. It's going to be a bad offer. It's going to be a bad offer.
Someone's trying to offload Devante Adams and Juwan Jennings. This guy is pretty sharp, right? He's selling high on Jennings. He's trying to offload Devante Adams. And he's like, here, I'll get you some Fab.
Man. Anytime a trade hits my inbox and there's Fab, I'm like, ooh, this is not going to be good. I'm not going to like this. It's like, hey, I don't have any good players to give you, but here's some fake money.
Keep Nico.
Yeah.
But props to whoever offered this. nice try. Brother Pickle, this is why I'm glad you're watching with us. 9-ball Hori. Have Mike Evans, AJ Brown, Neighbors. If Neighbors or Brown are out, well, Brown is out. Neighbors maybe. Worthy 2-2, Rashawn Johnson, Pitts.
Honestly, I'm going to go the first 2. Tutu's actually gotten double-digit points each of the last 2 games. And Worthy's got the upside, so I'm going to go the first 2.
Yeah, it's Worthy as your first, and if you need a second, it's 2-2, not the others. Todd Palmer, start 2. KW, Kyron, James Cook. Ooh, so one's got to sit.
Man, I don't know how you sit one of these guys, but I think I sit James Cook.
Yeah. I like Cook this week, but I'm not going to sit those other 2. So I guess it's Walker and Kyron. Okay. Cerulean Dog. What is up? Wicks, Addison, or Swift?
I think I got to go Addison here. I feel best about him. I mean, Swift and Wicks certainly have potential, but they also have a lot of risk. I just feel good about Addison. I'm going Addison.
Yeah, in PPR, it's not Swift here. Wicks or Addison or Wicks. Addison's the number 2. Wicks is still 2, 3. Oh, who knows? Addison's probably a better pick here. Derek Gonzalez, Fields or Murray?
I'm still going Murray.
Yeah, it's got to be Kyler here. And then, what? And Emmanuel Wilson and Josh Jacobs or Jacobs and Singletary and Higgins or... That's a lot of ands and ors.
I mean, I prefer Josh Jacobs and Singletary if he plays, and I prefer Higgins to Tyreek if that's what you're asking.
That's good. Yeah, I think it's Higgins or Tyreek. I'll go Higgins too. Jacobs is your number 1. Singletary is your number 2.
Yep.
There you go. All right. KJ Sticks. 10-team full PPR, Hurts and Kyler. Okay, got to start Kyler. Connor, Etienne, Stevenson, Irving. CD Puka, Deontay Pittman, BTJJ, San Laporta, and Joku. Any advice?
God, this team is 1-3.
Well, Etienne has kind of been disappointing. Connor's been up and down. Stevenson was good the first 2 weeks. Puka has been out. Deontay was bad the first 2 weeks. Pittman was bad the first 3 weeks. So, I mean, you got talent here, but also it's a 10-team league, so it's more competitive.
Yeah, it's true. A 10-team league, those ups and downs hurt you, but I mean, maybe you could try to package like Etienne and but if you I was gonna say like Etienne and Pittman. I mean, you got CeeDee Lamb. Maybe try to package like Etienne and Pittman and get an upgraded running back. See if you can get a Brees or Bijan right now. People are a little worried about them. See if you can get a Gibbs. He hasn't been. I mean, I get a nice game here.
Yeah,
something like that. But I feel like this team should come around. Like this team, I don't look at this team and think, oh yeah, this team deserves to be 1-3.
I think you'll be mostly okay at receiver, especially when Puka comes back, but that's going to be a little while. I think, yeah, I would try to upgrade at RB if possible. Hopefully you're good at tight end if Njoku actually plays this weekend in Laporta. All right, Edgar Padilla. This is standard. Also a 10-teamer. Allen or Murray?
I think you still got to go Allen.
This is number one wants Murray.
I think he means no one wants Murray.
No one? Oh, because he's like, you're going to tell me to trade Murray. Okay, no one wants.
He's like, I know you guys. You're going to say trade my second QB. I know what you guys do.
All right. Brees, Najee, Akers, Ford, Sermon, Debo, London, Pickens, Leggett, Andrews, Kraft, and Njoku, Ingram waivers.
All those tight ends are on waivers. I mean, get Njoku or Ingram. All right, so 2 running backs are going to be Brees and I guess Najee this week. Maybe Ford. Ford is okay. Maybe Brees and Ford. 2 wide receivers are going to be. Well, I'm going to go Debo, London with Pickens at the flex. You can drop Andrews and get Njoku. He should be back this week. I would play Njoku at tight end. And then you're going Allen at QB.
There you go. I mean, this is standard, but you don't really have a ton of running backs here that are super desirable, just to be honest. Okay. HM, how do I reduce my roster by 2 for a defense and kicker? Let's see. Who is on the chopping block this week then?
I mean, I know you picked up Sermon, but you have Bijan, Henry, Walker. You're never going to play Sermon. Let's be real.
Yeah, I think with Walker back, you could drop Charbonnet. Or Brown.
Yeah.
Well, no, I would just drop Charbonnet. There you go. You got a lot of running backs. That's good, but obviously you can cut some of them.
Yeah, you don't need Sermon.
All right. Still catching up, guys. Remember, you did super chat. We're going to answer it for sure before we are done here. Robert Perky, need the flex. HN, Devante, Shakir, too legit.
I think I still go HN here. Maybe Shakir, but I mean, Shakir is just feels like such a floor play. It wasn't like HN, didn't touch the ball. I don't know. I might just go HN here, but
yeah, it doesn't say if it's PPR. Again, feel like it should be HN. I'm tempted to just go Shakir and get something,
I mean, it wasn't. I hear you, but it wasn't like Achane got you nothing. I mean, he didn't get you a lot, but it wasn't like he got you nothing.
All right. We'll see, Boomer. You better be right. This Dolphins offense comes to life with Tyler Huntley. Go Achane. JB traded Adams and Mostert. Wow. Okay, for AJ Brown last week.
Great trade. Well done, JB.
That is a killer trade. Yes. That's good. Miguel Ulisa. Should I hold on to Ridley or trade him?
I mean, if you could trade him, but what's Ridley's trade value right now, really?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds good to trade him, but especially he's not even playing this week. All right, so if you're going to trade Ridley, that's fine. You can trade him. He's not like a must-hold, but I mean, I don't know what you're going to get for a Ridley, like maybe a Jordan Addison type player.
Maybe.
Rome Odunze, something like that.
Yeah.
It's up to you, up to your team. John M. traded Tyreek and James Conner for Garrett Wilson and Bijan.
That's a win. That's a win. You get an upgrade at running back. You don't have to deal with the Tyreek Tua. I think that's a win.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. I mean, even if Tyreek is a good buy low, you're getting Garrett Wilson, who's also a good buy low. You're getting Bijan. Yes, I think that's a win. Ooey 2K, you know him.
Oh, yeah.
Ingram and McBride, assuming they both play.
Got to go with McBride. And I think you just got to roll Minnesota's defense at this point. Just keep rolling with them.
Yeah, I'm going McBride as well. And Minnesota this week should be good. All right, what about Scuba Steve? All right. 12-team PPR is 2-2. Fields, Evans, Hill, Ramondre, Madison. Flex Shaheed or Jacoby Myers, now that he's the new wide receiver one in Vegas.
Yeah, but he's the new wide receiver one, but he's got to play against Pat Surtain. I'm going to go Shaheed.
Right. That's a very good point. Go Shaheed this week. Would you trade Evans or Hill for a running back? If so, which one?
It's got to be a really good running back. It's got to be a really good one.
You really don't want to be starting Alexander Madison, so I get that.
Right.
And Ramondre is questionable then.
Like Evans, it's probably got to be like Kenneth Walker, James Cook. But the same with, I mean, Tyreek, it's got to be like, but you're not going to get those guys. I mean, that's the problem. Like, if I'm going to trade Tyreek for a running back, it's got to be like Kyron, Gibbs, JT, but no one's going to give you those guys for Tyreek Hill right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, Hill's an interesting one. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of trades with him. Someone, either wanting to buy low or needing to sell because they're desperate. His value, I feel right now, is like all over the place. It really depends what the Tyreek Hill owner is feeling or thinking or needing. So, you as the Hill owner, I don't want to sell low on him. So honestly, I would try to move Evans instead of Hill, probably because you'll get more back, but you never know. But you got to get a stud. Has to be a number one running back, like no doubt. Ryan Gracie, Purdy or Burrow?
I think I'm still going Burrow here.
Purdy has some good upside this week, but Burrow should be solid. And again, Burrow probably could have had a much bigger week if they didn't run the ball as much last week because they were up big early. So,
yep.
Feel good about Burrow. Jordan Capping. Swift for Chuba.
Give me Chuba. Definitely give me Chuba.
You have, okay. He has Etienne, Ramondre, Hunt, Singletary, so need to win. Okay, if you're getting Chuba for Swift, yes.
Yeah, get Chuba.
Yes. All right, and then Beast again. Thank you, Beast. Here is the team. Here is the bench. Got Kraft for Laporta. Who should I drop? I think he means like to stream for Laporta. It's not a trade. So who to drop here? Well, we kind of already said this is the same one. We just said Lazard, right?
Yeah, you can drop Lazard.
Right. And that's fine. Okay. And then we did this one as well. All right, Boomer. Too far. Too far. Jimmy G enters the conversation. I don't know.
Isn't Jimmy G, isn't he the backup for the Rams right now? Is that where he's at? The Rams?
I'm pretty sure he's on a team somewhere. Is it the Rams?
I think it's the Rams.
Look, I'm sure. He's got a lot of kids, but Phillip Rivers probably wouldn't mind coming back and slinging the pigskin a little bit, right? Sure, he'd be like,
oh, yeah. Phillip Rivers.
He could at least still throw it far enough that Tyreek Hill could run and catch up to it.
I mean, maybe. Does he still have that arm strength? I don't know.
Is it worse than Tim Boyle's?
Probably not.
All right, Miguel Alua. Rate my team. Lamar, Brees, JT, Debo, Addison, Goddard, Monty, Santos, and Jets. Bench has Ridley, Wicks, Goff, Madison, Johnson, and Ertz.
I mean, Hall, JT, that's good. Debo, Addison, Ridley, Wicks, that's so. At wide receiver. Your running backs are really good. You got Monty as well. Wide receivers are just so.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't say if PPR or not. If this is non-PPR, it's good because it's like, oh, okay, never mind. Because Debo and Addison are like the perfect non-PPR wide receivers. But I'll assume it's half or full. I'll say like 7.5.
Yeah, it's funny you say that's true. If it's non-PPR, this might be like an 8.5. But when I started, like, okay, the running backs, but then the receivers are like, if it's full PPR, it's more like a 7 because the bench is lacking some upside as well. So just try to improve it receiver somehow. Don't think you need to, but I mean, look, you could flip Monty if it's full PPR. Only if it's full PPR. You could flip Monty for a better receiver, maybe. All right, Juan Pablo Saguez. I mean, I don't know. I don't think we're dropping Mahomes yet, are we?
No. You got Baker Mayfield on the bench. Just play Baker Mayfield this week, but don't drop Mahomes.
Don't drop Mahomes. You can sit him if you got the number one quarterback in all of fantasy, Baker Mayfield.
That's actually what I'm doing this week in my PPR league. I picked up Mayfield and I'm playing him over Mahomes. So get ready for Mayfield to throw 3 interceptions and Mahomes to throw 4 touchdowns.
That's the way it works, isn't it? All right, Eric. We're actually catching up. Eric Mariglia, start 2 receivers in the flex. Olave London, Debo, Mixon. Is that B-Rob? All right. So he says he's got Mason and Kyron. Yeah. All right. So we need 2 receivers and a flex.
Oh, man. Is it PPR? It's full PPR. I might just go the first 3 receivers. It's hard to bench Brian Robinson, but I think I feel good enough about those first 3 receivers. I just go with them. I mean, if you want more of a floor play over Debo, I guess you can go B-Rob, but I might just go those 3 wide receivers.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's hard to pick between the receivers. Robinson is very solid, but I think it's okay to just flex all 3 if it's full PPR. So there you go. Olave London, Debo. And then we have Lachlan Chant. Hurts, Saquon Bijan, Mason, Evans, Shakir, Liggett, Engram, 0-4. Ouch. Okay, it's time for the locker room pep talk. He's not out of it.
You definitely have a chance to make the playoffs. Like, it's just as easily as you went 0-4, you can go 4-0 and then be right back 4-4 and right back in it. So yeah, it's until you're eliminated, like until you're officially like, yeah, you mathematically can't come back. You still have a chance. You always have a chance. You never know. You never know when you're just gonna win. Like I always tell a story about that Rotoballer league where I was 1-5 or whatever. And I didn't lose again the rest of the season until the championship game. And the only reason Nick Mariano beat me is because Antonio Brown got hurt in week 15, because this is back when week 16, this is before the extended. So I didn't have my best player in the championship game. And Gio Bernard was a monster that year. Mixon came back in, because this is back when Mixon and Gio Bernard were on the Bengals. Mixon came back in week 16 So I benched Gio Bernard, even though he had been great that year. And Mixon got hurt in the first quarter, and Gio Bernard went for like 25 points. It's the only reason why he beat me. I would have won every game the rest of the season. So, yes, it's not – you still have a chance. And I'm sure plenty of people have stories like that.
He's saying it's a 10-man league and 6 of them make the playoffs. There's a really good chance.
Exactly. That's the other thing. Yeah, 60% of your league makes the playoffs. Yeah, you got a chance.
Only thing I hate to say, you might need to come from 0-5 because Hurts and Saquon are both not playing this week. So, yeah, we'll see. But good luck. Good luck to you. It's not over. Quail Man. On the other end of the spectrum, got undefeated matchup here. Got Lamar, Henry, Kamara, Lamb, Diggs, Pittman. Yeah, nice. Okay, well, Strange, no. Because Engram, it sounds like he'll be back. And Njoku, it sounds like he'll be back. So you can play Njoku.
Yeah, play Njoku. You can drop Strange now. You can drop him.
Yeah. I mean, you could drop him anyways. Because last week he didn't do anything with Engram out. B-Rob on the bench, but I don't even see. Is there? You don't have a flex?
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah,
but you're good. I mean,
yeah, you're good.
Tight end thing. Because even if Engram doesn't play, I don't know.
Nah, it sounds like Njoku's playing Njoku.
Yeah, playing Njoku. All right, Elias, should I trade Harrison and Pollard for Neighbors Ramondre?
I think so. I think you got to prefer Neighbors to Harrison right now, and like maybe Ramondre really just gets full out benched and then you regret this trade. But I mean, how good has Pollard really been? He's been fine, right? He's been fine.
Well, he was good last week against the Dolphins.
True, he did get saved with that late touchdown, but that's the Dolphins. And I do worry because we did see Tyjae Spears got quite a bit of run, and the week before he got quite a bit of run too. I do wonder coming out of the bye if we see a bit more Tyjae Spears. So I think I just prefer Neighbors at this point, which is crazy to say. Like I would never thought I'd be saying I prefer Neighbors, but I mean the Giants game plan is smart, right? It's not going to win them any games, but it makes it seem like they're close, right? Like it makes it seem like they're close. Like, hey, we're just going to run these very safe routes. Daniel Jones is only going to throw it like 5 yards, and we're going to get into field goal range, and then we're going to kick a field goal. And then we're going to lose these close games, and it's going to feel like we're close. It's going to feel like we're close, even though they're really not close. But that's good for Neighbors for fantasy.
It's true. Yeah, I think I would take that. Not like a huge lopsided win or anything, but I think I would take it. And look, you're a Giants fan, then it's a win for you.
Exactly.
All right. So Chris Laborde asks, what do you think about Audric Estime?
Isn't he on IR?
I think he's hurt.
That's what I think. On IR? I haven't even heard anything about him like coming back. Let me see.
I think he's still hurt. I also think I don't really want any Broncos running backs at this point.
Yeah, he's still on IR, and there really hasn't even been any talk about. There isn't even really any talk about like opening up his practice window or anything. So yeah,
I think it's going to be a while before you need to think about Audric Estime. So not right now. Stupid RuneScape. All right, start 2. Higgins, Ayuk, Tyreek, Legate, or JSN.
I'm just going to go the first 2 here. Can't do it with Tyreek. Sadly.
Yeah, Higgins and Ayuk it is. All right, and then KJ Herring got offered Jameson Williams and Garrett Wilson for St. Brown and Braylon Allen.
Oh, these St. Brown trades.
I know. What is it because they're on bye? And so people are like, I can't have a player on bye. Or is it because like he wasn't amazing, like so far? Like he's not the number 1 receiver in fantasy. Like what is it?
Maybe. If it wasn't for him throwing a touchdown, he would have been terrible. Even though he didn't he also catch a touchdown? The thing is, it's like really Braylon Allen. Like, why couldn't it just, if it was somebody like decent that you can at least start, I'd be like, oh, St. Brown side for sure. But this is basically Jameson Williams and Garrett Wilson for St. Brown.
Right.
I don't know. I think I still prefer St. Brown because, again, Jameson Williams, like, yeah, he had the 80-yard touchdown, but what did he have? Like 2 catches? Just one of them and the week before he had like 1 catch. Like his His usage really went down after the first 2 weeks. I think I'm just going to take St. Brown here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I like Jameson Williams, you know this, but he's not the number one receiver there. And Garrett Wilson, I like him this week, but there's still questions. So, yeah, I don't know. AV Capital, 12 starting. Okay, Love Diggs, Olave. Switch my lineup. Okay. Josh Downs and Sutton and Pitts. Your best option.
Yeah, I don't think I'm putting Sutton in over DJ Moore. That'd be the only thing I would think about. I mean, Gibson Chase is going to come down to do they really bench Ramondre this week or whatever. I don't think I could put Sutton in over DJ Moore. Maybe. I mean, yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I'm still starting DJ Moore over flex streamer options, so I think it's fine. I just go Gibson, I think. Go Gibson. Their recovery 716. Hey, Worthy or X-Man.
X-Man. All right. Just go Worthy. Let's see what Worthy can do as the wide receiver one. It is a tough matchup for these Panthers wide receivers.
Yeah, I'll go Worthy here and take a shot as well. Cali Kid offered Burrow, Mason for Mahomes and Marv.
I think it's fine depending on what you need. If you need running back, I would take the Burrow Mason side. If you need wide receiver, I would take the Mahomes Marvin side.
This is one you look back in the preseason and saw this trade on the offer, you would just laugh and laugh. You're like, that's cute. It's sad. Yeah.
Every year it's like this. Every year.
The way it is. All right, Dogwater. I don't know why I saw it. Dogwater Gaming. Dog with a W. Dogwater Gaming. Half PPR needs 3 receivers. Addison Wicks, Tyreek, Shakir Mooney.
Are we going Addison Wicks, Shakir? I don't know. I might go Tyreek over Shakir still. I just don't feel like what is Shakir's ceiling? A touchdown? I mean, I guess there's a better chance he scores a touchdown than Tyreek right now, sadly, but I don't know. I don't like Shakir. I might go Addison Wicks, Tyreek here.
Shakir's not in the worst matchup, really. I mean, being that he's a slot guy here. Houston has 2 good corners on the outside, but Shakir's gonna give you a floor. That's the thing. We've seen the floor is now just nothing with Tyreek Hill. It's nothing. What did he do last week? Let me look.
He got you. I got it right here. He got you
somewhere here. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's not here. Okay. He got you nothing. There you go. It's just proof. He got you nothing. I'll just, out of spite, go Addison Wicks and Shakir.
Out of spite. Okay.
Out of spite for my own fandom. Demetrios has Joe Burrow and DK Metcalf. Would you stack Geno Smith? No. I think you just start Joe Burrow.
Yeah, just start the better option. Start the better option. Don't worry about stacking.
Geno Smith did throw for like 400 yards last week, but I don't think that's going to happen this week.
Yeah, that was they were losing by double-digit touchdowns almost the entire game. It was crazy.
Yeah.
He had to throw the ball like 50 times.
I hate to say that this week they're playing the Giants, right? Seahawks play the Giants.
Yeah.
It's going to be the opposite. Geno Smith is not going to get any yardage because they're not going to really have to throw it that much. So
the annoying thing about the Giants offense for fantasy we saw last week, it's good for Neighbors and I guess to some degree Wan'Dale Robinson, but because they have their offense is like 4 yards, 5 yards, 3 yards first down, 3 yards, 5 yards, 4 yards first down. It just bleeds the clock. It just bleeds. So the other team, the Cowboys barely had the ball last week. It felt like the Cowboys barely even had the ball. I'm like, have the Cowboys touched the ball in the second half? It's terrible. It's terrible. Get the Giants out of here.
And they're really not forcing the other team to have to play catch up or throw the ball a lot. And so, anyways, no.
Right.
The answer is Burrow. Quail Man. Let's see. Am I good? Oh, I think we already did this one, didn't we? Unless it's a different one.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I know Quail Man had one earlier. All right, so let's see. Is he good with Stroud, Henry, H.N. Collins, B. Thomas, McBride, and Moss? Pittman over Moss at the flex, probably.
Yeah, if it's PPR, go Pittman over Moss.
Otherwise, you're good.
Yeah.
And then David Williams dropped a little super chat here. Got one. All right, so Daniels, JT, B-Rob, Allen, DK, Evans, Ayuk, Wicks, Downs, Leggett, Ridley, and Joku. Am I crazy for wanting to bench Ayuk for Wicks?
I don't think it's crazy. I don't think I'm doing it, but I don't think it's crazy. I mean, if you're feeling it, go for it.
No, I mean, Ayuk has been disappointing, but it's not – look, it's not a good idea, maybe not crazy, but to overreact to one bad week. We're like, oh, Breece Hall, and had a bad week, and now he's losing touches. I'm going to bench Breece Hall. That's not a good idea. But Ayuk hasn't really had a big game yet all season, and there are reasons to be worried. So I think it's not crazy, but probably still keep an Ayuk in there if it's my team. Yes, I am being serious. Young Money, what's up? Carr or Fields?
All right, here I'll go Fields. At least he's got running upside. Like since week 2, what has Carr really done in fantasy? Give me Fields.
Yeah. Until they get Devante Adams, let's just sit Carr on the bench. And do we like Brian Robinson or Ford over any of those guys in full PPR? Not Ford, I don't think.
I like him over. I like them. I like Brian Robinson over DJ Moore. Definitely. Right. Definitely.
Yeah, full PPR, still starting Deontay, mostly Higgins. Yeah, I could do that. B-Rob over Moore. All right, what about rough times? We have half PPR, quarter per rush. Okay. Pickens, Rico, Chase Brown.
I think it's yes. I think you asked this yesterday, right? Rough times. I think it's still got to be Pickens because I mean quarter per rush. Okay, Rico 11 rushes last week. That's like how many points is that? Like 2?
Yeah, you're like 2-3 points from these guys, and then
it's not enough to elevate them over him. So I'm going Pickens. Can drop Njoku or Ingram for Gibson? Nah.
Nope. But I do agree, like and sub, it doesn't cost you a thing except for 2 seconds of your time. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe. All right, we're on our way out, but we still have a few more super chats. Let's get to these. We got J2, 10-man. Ooh, the classic debate between Pat Mahomes and Sam Darnold.
Honestly, I'm just going to go Darnold this week. Again, what are you getting from Mahomes right now? Like 15, 16 points, big deal. Like, just go with Darnold. Go with Darnold.
You know what you get? You get an 0-4 team. This is why honestly, this is a big part of the reason you're on 4. Mahomes, Saquon is out. Monty is out. Ouch. Ouch. Moss and Bucky, I guess, are your starters.
Yeah, Moss and Bucky, AJB out. Nico
and Mooney.
Nico Mooney. Oh, man, you have to start Lazard.
And Pitts and Andrews.
Pitts and Andrews.
This is definitely a big reason why we're not winning.
Okay, you got to drop Pitts. You might as well drop Andrews at this point. Get a different tight end. Tucker Kraft, Kate Otten. Look for one of those guys. Josh Downs, Dontavian Wicks. Even Jordan Whittington. I might play Jordan Whittington over Lazard this week. Let's go make moves on the waiver wire. Let's try to save this team.
Yeah, you really don't have to. It's a 10-team league too. You're just gonna need to move on. Cut bait from those tight ends. Bench Mahomes for the time being. You really need to try to pick up somebody else on running back waiver wire. If there's anybody better possible, I don't know, but watch the waiver video again.
Yeah, honestly, J2, this is what I would do. Download Draft Lane. Hopefully you're on Yahoo or Sleeper. Go in there. Go into the waiver wire question. Say, hey, it's J2 from the chat. And then we can actually see your waivers. And since you dropped the super chat tonight, we'll credit you. We'll answer the question, but we'll credit you since you dropped a super chat.
There you go. Good idea. That's why I like the app. We can actually see, again, if you're a Yahoo Sleeper, and even if you're not, you can type just like you would here. You can type in the comments exactly like, okay, these are the best players available, or this is what I can do. So at least we get more detail.
Right.
So, all right. Let's finish out with Tristram entering the chat late. Moved Ford for Eckler. What do you think?
I think it's fine. Eckler's supposed to be back this week, so I think it's fine. I don't know if it's going to be a huge win or loss.
Right. Eckler is always going to be kind of a flex option, right? He's fine. But this is a good time to trade Ford. I think that's smart.
Yep.
Hey, look, now you got a Washington player on your squad. There you go.
There you go.
Miguel Loa was offered Garrett Wilson for Addison.
Like somebody is like giving you Garrett Wilson for Addison. Yes, you should accept this.
You very much should accept this. Yes.
But I mean, it makes sense. Addison was much better than Garrett Wilson last week.
Look, all I know is what I've seen in the past week, and Addison is better. So there you go. All right, 95. What's up? Doing well as always. Would you trade Murray for Love if you're swapping quarterbacks?
Sure. I don't know. Sure. Maybe not. Like this. I don't even know. If this trade hit my inbox, I don't even know what I'd do. I'd probably just chuckle. I'd probably chuckle and reach out to the guy and be like, are you serious? Like, is this an actual offer? Like, is this a real trade you sent me? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think I would say right now I'm still kind of holding for the most part to my preseason value. I think I have Murray a little bit ahead of Love, but I don't mind Love. I don't know. We'll pick who you like better. Rowan Donahue, Kyler Murray or Baker Mayfield? Legit question.
Kyler questions. I'm still going Kyler Murray over Baker, personally.
Like a lot of people now sort of panicking about Kyler because he didn't have a good game against the Commanders.
Which makes sense.
Which does make sense.
It was very disappointing. It was a letdown. But I'm still gonna believe that at some point he's gonna run. He's gonna start running. That's what we need from Kyler Murray. Like the fact that he didn't run last week was really weird. Really weird.
It was. All right. I believe we are all caught up on Super Chats. We have one more from our member, John M. Have the Jets D looking for a streamer this week, Seahawks or Pats?
I mean, I'm just going to stream against the Dolphins. Give me the Pats.
Yes. Might as well. Both are good options, though. Seahawks could be fine. All right.
All right. So J2 asking about right here. So you can see it right here. App Store, Google Play, search for Draft Lane.
Yeah, just download it like you would any app on your phone. Just go to your App Store, whatever it is, and search Draft Lane, and you should find it. There you go. And anybody wants to find out more about it, there's a little website called draftlane.com. Real easy, and you can see more details on it, and it does link you to the stores there as well. But it's just an app. Download that app. And we'll get to your questions, and we'll answer some of those, of course, tonight as well before tomorrow's stream. We'll be back with you tomorrow before the game, and we'll keep you up to date on the latest injury news, rumors and trades and all sorts of stuff, whatever's going on, and we'll answer your questions again as well. All right, guys, we appreciate everyone for being on here, and we'll see you on the next one.